Hello, everyone. Hope your night is going well, but for some reason, it is not giving me the updates to the patch. I'm not really sure why. Apparently, other people say the notes are up, so we'll just have to sit tight for just a minute while they go live. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe the site is dying. I wonder if I switch to Japanese if he'll show up. Well, Yuri, I can't. I think the problem is that everyone's viewing the website, so right now the site is dying and not properly loading the patch. So, because everyone else can see the notes, but I cannot. Come on now. Oh, yep. Well, we'll find out as soon as I actually get the damn notes loaded. Yeah, see? Retta. I might be joined by some other people later, but for right now, I'm going to keep reloading until we get it proper. Because I'm very genuinely curious about the way that pot's going to be moving forward. Come on now. Yuri, my best assumption is they got rid of the clean hit on Heavy Volcanic Viper. So that's probably not a thing anymore. Oh boy. Chat, can y'all see the notes? Because they're, like, dead for me. Like, too many people are viewing the website. I can't see them. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in. Come on now. Yuri, I need you to send me like screenshots of the notes. Same with you, Fennec. Yeah. Oh. What? Damn it. Let me in. Let me in. God damn it. Let me in. Let me in. Dang it, chat. Sorry about this. I was hoping that the servers wouldn't die immediately, but it seems like we are having a bit of a bad time. Well, while we wait, how's your day been, chat? Oh, that's right. I forgot to turn on my thingamajiggy. How's your day been, chat? Hopefully it's been good. You have a cold? Ah. Yeah, I know that. I think it's all this pollen. I've been dealing with some bad sinuses or a sinus problem, so maybe it's not just me, maybe it's a lot of people. Come on. Give me the notes, give me the notes, give me the notes. Let's see, come on now.
Oh shit, Johnny's plus 32 a misfinder now.
What's up, Yaki?
Hello.
Do you have access to the notes? Because I do not have access to the notes, and it sucks.
No, they haven't updated the link yet.
No, they did. The problem is that the goddamn websites crash because so many people are viewing it.
Oh, I see. Let me try again. That's actually funny though.
Base, the problem is that I live in Texas, so cool weather for me is just like a week of cool weather, and then it's just summer 1.
Literally.
Then followed by Summer 2, which is then followed by Summer 3.
Summer 3. Factual.
And then followed by Spring, which is actually winter. Hammerfall can get stuffed by low hits. Oh, so it's Sledge from Blaze Blue.
Yeah. Bad gateway. Ooh, yummy.
Trying to think of who that would be the problem against the most. That'd be a problem against Nago, probably. Against Johnny. Against... Who else has really good lows? Well, that'd be annoying against Stundipper, at least. It's snowing right now? Man, jealous.
I can see the thing, but I don't see like any battle like.
Yeah, the problem is that they're at the bottom of the page. Oh, you got it. Lucky you, Vorobushkek. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it.
Let me see the notes.
Let me in. Let me in! It is actually updated. It's just the problem is that, like... Are
we back?
Damn it, it's still giving me the old page.
Yeah. Let's go. This is actually pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie.
Chat, who are you looking to get murdered in the patch notes the most? I personally would like to see Happy Chaos. I want to see Happy Chaos.
I hope chat
drawn and quartered.
Chaos. Yeah, I agree.
The patch notes need patch notes. True!
Yeah. It's still showing the old one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like I should have some music on in the background or something.
Oh, boy.
Oh, is it suggesting the audio is too low? Like, yeah, no shit, there's no sound going on.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Is Iron considered an okay rank? I think that's the first rank that you can get.
Wait a minute, Conroe mentioned? I see that in chat.
Yo, Conroe?
Conrights. Let's go. Oh my god. Iron? Oh, I thought gold was like kind of like mid-range.
Yeah, I think gold is mid-range, but
that's where I started. Oh my gosh. Please. Please let me in.
Let me in. Let me in.
The page is working for me. I don't know why it's not showing up for y'all.
Okay, I have an idea.
You can see the notes?
Yeah, I can see them. I've been reading. I've been laughing my ass off.
Okay.
Bro.
I have an idea.
We're cooked.
You stream your page, I put that on stream, and then we go from there.
Okay. True. I'm pretty sure everything on my screen is TOS compliant.
Wait, hang on. Hold up a minute.
It's just a bunch of YouTube tabs. It should be fine.
Let's see. It's over for me. Potemkin's reign of terror is over. My reign will never be over. And besides, I've been playing pot since he was real bad back in Exerd. You can't stop me.
Fair enough.
This is all...
Oh, there it is. What the hell?
Oh, you got it now? Everyone's got it but me. It sucks.
I was saying the shared screen because I'm watching it too.
All right.
I'll let y'all read this if you want.
Here, let me
go
pull
to the
it
Johnny
up.
section. That's all I care about.
Let me pull it up. All right, let's see. Is there a way to make it says? Oh wait, I got it. Pop out, like so.
Nice.
And I'll reload my page.
Sure.
All right. Across past updates, there's been a steady expansion of offensive option and potential combos, meaning more situations could cause a single hit or counter hit that could lead into heavy damage. As a result, this made a case where a single interaction could largely determine the rest of the developments in the match. True! In version 2.0, we aim to adjust the battle balance by reevaluating offense and defense to strike a better balance between risk and reward. These adjustments do not aim simply to tone down damage, but to make it clear what actions will have a greater effect in different situations, creating a flow of battle where players can gradually turn the tides to their advantage over multiple interactions. Okay. For this reason, these adjustments include many changes that make it more challenging to gain major action from rewards. This includes increasing damage duration, consolidating of startup frames, adjusting the state of it after invincible moves, limiting the return on Roman cancel, and more. As a result, these changes may seem more restrictive than before from both a game mechanic and character perspective. The intention is to prevent the baseline from rising further, creating a clear standard for future battle balance. Okay, I like it. We expect that the overall flow of the battle going forward will take shape with the balance of risk and reward established in this version as the core. Okay. I like it. Now,
I opened the patch notes and my PC crashed.
damn.
I don't like. I don't think this bodes well.
Combos. We reassessed the ease of converting into combos. Previously, it was common to see long-range pokes as well as overheads and lows lead into combos dealing heavy damage. With these adjustments, we have limited the reward possible so that the value of the hit corresponds to the situation. On the other hand, we have ensured that combos requiring taking risks or making preparations to land will be suitably rewarding. Just actions that require you to enter close range, set up projectiles, use character unique gauges, and spend Kenton gauge. Our intention is not to make the combos themselves weaker, but rather to make it clear what kind of situations can lead to major benefits. Okay. Removing Wild Assault. I mean, I don't think we really need to read that. We already know why they're removing it, so rip bozo.
Yeah.
Rip bozo.
Counter Blitz. We've added Counter Blitz. This is not... Yeah, that's what we talked about. It's the whole, like, heavy... Oh, here's an interesting one. Damage state hurt boxes. We have revised the hurt boxes of all characters when they are in the damage state or blocking. Previously, due to the differing hurt boxes between characters, some combos were only possible on certain characters or could connect unexpectedly under certain conditions. This made for unstable combos that could not be consistently recreated. With these changes, we have adjusted the standard for hurt boxes with the intention of making it clear when combos will succeed. There are 2 standard hurt box sizes, with all hurt boxes functioning the same in each category. Large hurt box, Potemkin, Faust, Nagoriyuki, Gold Lewis, Bedman. Okay, and standard hurt boxes everyone else. This addresses the significant difference in possible combos for only certain characters, making clear decision making when it comes to combos. On the other hand, this does mean that combos previously possible under certain conditions may no longer work. This change prioritizes the stability and reproducibility of combos. Okay? We made the same adjustment to hurt boxes when performing actions such as dashing, backdashing, or air dashing, in addition to blocking or taking damage. Okay. Hitboxes.
Nice.
We have added new attack hitboxes that only hit when the opponent is taking damage or blocking. Oh, so like Street Fighter. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I don't think we really need to adjust that one. That one just makes sense. It's like what's it called? Oh, that's interesting, though. For close slash, we have changed part of the high altitude hitboxes to follow-up hitboxes. No more close slash anti-airs?
Nah, I'm cooked.
Well,
Johnny,
I'm finished.
no.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this one with the Psych Burst and the Flex Shield.
My favorite combo now. Close slash, Nicole slash, Nicole slash. Now we're seeing Nicole slash.
Well, I mean, you just can't anti-air with close slash.
But that's how I get that's the starter. Anti-air counter hit close slash.
Well, then rip bozo, I guess. Let's see. Deflect Shield is now back and forward plus dust plus punch or dust plus kick, and Psych Burst is dust plus heavy slash. Well, that works for me.
I don't like that. I've been bursting with dust plus punch for 20 years now.
Well, I've been bursting with dust plus heavy slash, so rip bozo.
Why are they catering to the people who couldn't do quarterback?
We have revised the input buffer upon wake up so that blue cycle will not activate if the input is performed within 4 frames directly before wake up. Oh, make it easier to wake up gold burst. But let's see. On the other hand, we have decreased the knockback distance of Psych Burst on block, regardless of the situation during activation. This creates less distance with the opponent, making it more likely for the offensive and defensive turns to switch. Easier to punish Gold Burst? Purple Roman Cancel. Purple Roman Cancel works as a way to create advantageous situations while limiting opponents' abilities to punish you. However, it made it possible to deal extremely high damage upon a successful read from an advantageous situation, forcing the defending player to make highly risky choices. Surely that has nothing to do with me, right? I'm just pulling out like a napkin and just wiping my brow. It's just like, oh. We have adjusted it so that when Purple Roman Cancel is used while the opponent is not taking damage, damage proration is applied for a set duration afterwards. Okay, so like YRC. This proration does not apply in situations where the opponent is already taking damage, such as during combos. Cool. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Throw offense and defense. When used with the tension gauge accumulated, throw was not only an effective defensive option, but could also create situations where the opponent is forced to deal with your offense, as it could be made safe by Purple Roman Cancel. These adjustments now make it impossible to Roman Cancel a throw on whiff, to introduce risk for the player using the throw. This makes a clear division when offensive and defensive turns switch. Right, fair. Now, throw text also had a very brief time from activation until it was possible to move again at very close range, making it challenging to assess the situation after a throw tech. We have extended the screen freeze and added distance after the tech to create a better reset to neutral. In addition to these changes, oh yeah, I heard about this one, command grabs no longer have throw invincibility. Yeah.
I don't get that one, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that one because I feel like that doesn't really affect a lot of people except for like the people like Potemkin isn't all that bad because he has like gigantic range on Potbuster. Sure. So it's just like, oh no, you're trying to throw me way out of range.
But it also means that depending on how it works, it means that a lot of his strike throw becomes weaker because even though they might have to throw out of range, if you do anything that puts you into their range, then because of Podbuster having a 6-frame startup, you might get thrown from ranges you wouldn't normally get thrown out of, which means you actually might have to end up delaying your throw to beat out theirs.
All right, let's see.
Like if you do Hammerfall RC, for example.
That's true, but also Hammerfall RC got nerfed because of the what's it called? Hammerfall FRC got nerfed because of the PRC changes. Now let's see. We have readdressed the risk and reward of various actions with invincibility. For invincible special moves, we have adjusted the situation on hit or block while maintaining their roles as reversal. We have adjusted the blowback and recovery of invincible moves that could lead to Okizemi on hit, so that they now return you to neutral. Okay. They're now also easier to punish when blocked. Okay. We have also adjusted the mechanics for invincible overdrives. They cannot be Roman cancelled like invincible special moves, and leave you vulnerable to counter hits during the recovery. Interesting. They can no longer be Roman cancelled on hit, making it challenging to deal major damage after an invincible move. Okay. Backdash. Oh, this is an interesting one. Backdash is also a type of invincible action, so it can no longer be Roman cancelled. Previously, some strings used blue Roman cancel after a backdash. We made it no longer possible to Roman cancel to manage situations where using invincibility to evade attacks could lead to high reward. Okay, yeah, to be honest, as soon as I saw that you could punish a backdash, I thought that was going to be the case, where they're just like, you can no longer Roman cancel it.
By the way, you forgot the last one on throw. Normal throws can't be PRC'd.
Oh, I mean, I thought they... No. We already said that, but command grabs can also no longer be PRC'd.
Okay.
Faultless defense. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. We have revised the input mechanic for faultless defense. Previously, inputting two attack buttons simultaneously when you had no tension gauge would perform an unintended special move, normal move, instead of stall with defense. With these adjustments, inputting faultless defense will now result in the blocking animation even when you have no tension gauge. Oh, so it's like Blaze Blue. When you have no tension gauge, it will not result in additional knockback and chip damage nullifications unique to Faultless Defense. In certain instances where activation could be delayed using Faultless Defense, such as the forced ends of Nagariuchi's Blood Rage or Jealous Rage, these mechanics have been adjusted so they can no longer be delayed. Okay, so you can no longer hold FD to stop yourself from popping. Wall break and positive bonus. Previously, it was possible for characters with powerful mix-up to maintain their offense in a way that was very challenging to handle for the defender after triggering wall stick when the defender was taking damage on the ground. Huh. Oh, so there's no longer slumps? Because it says we have made adjustments so that even if wall stick is triggered with grounded damage, they perform a tech the same as if wall stick was triggered with aerial damage. Okay, so you have to break the wall. There's no more Eno or Happy Chaos slumps. We've also revised the mechanics for positive bonus. There is a penalty making players gain less tension gauge for a set duration after using an overdrive or Roman cancel. Previously, this penalty duration was shortened during positive bonus. The shortened duration no longer applies as of this adjustment. This means that the penalty to tension gauge now applies normal after the affected actions, even during positive bonus. This makes the move chosen to trigger wall break an important decision when looking to gain tension gauge. Okay, so yeah, what we called. Let's see, damage paration. We have reevaluated damage paration for moves that are easy to connect with and can begin combos. Previously, it was possible to deal major damage from moves that are relatively easy to hit with. With these changes, we have set high damage paration. How high are we talking? For such moves to limit the benefit from them. This applies to the following type of normal and special moves: lunging special moves, overhead special moves, projectiles, standing punch, crouching punch, and low-profile lunging moves. So, like Vortex or Stroke the Big Tree, I assume?
I think my first thing, my thought was Eno.
Yeah. Moves with fast startup. Wait, can you scroll up a bit? Did we miss something? I thought I saw something about low profile.
I think you missed low profile.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Previously, some crouching kick attacks could be used to evade attacks due to the low profile stance they trigger. This created greater variation in characters' abilities to interrupt certain strings. As of this adjustment, the crouching kick attacks with low profiles had their hitbox extended upward, so they no longer count as low profile. Haha! Fuck you, Axel!
Nice.
We have also revised the damage dealt by attacks that move forward while in a low profile stance, as they benefited at low risk. In addition to heavy damage paration, they now have added combo blowback paration to make it harder to extend combos. Okay, yeah, so same thing they sort of say in the damage paration. All right, we can keep going. Actually, let me see if my page is working yet. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can just use mine now.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, so I don't need to watch this anymore. Let's see. Okay, so where were we? Faust defense.
We're on moves with fast startup.
Yes. Previously, there was a difference between the startup speed of the fastest attacks for fastest attacks for different characters. There was a great difference between characters with a 4-frame startup move and those without it when it came to punishing or interrupting the opponent successfully. In order to align the conditions for success in these situations, we have set the fastest move to all characters for 5 frames. To be honest, I'm not really sure why they didn't do that earlier.
Yeah. Thank God.
6P hurt boxes. We have revised the timing when a 6P enters a low-profile stance. Previously, different characters' 6P attacks would enter a low-profile stance at different frames. This meant that only some characters could interrupt certain strings. We made adjustments to unify these conditions, making it so that all characters start with a slightly reduced upper hitbox at off frame 1, and the hurtbox shrinks to its small size at frame 4. Okay. Damage rates on counter hits. Interesting. Previously, the damage would increase by 10% upon counter hit. This would further increase by 20% when the risk level went at mask, which would lead to extremely high damage in certain situations when combined with the lower defenses. With these adjustments, we have removed the damage modifier upon counter hit. This limits the effort potential of combos starting from counter hits. Counter hits still trigger the slowdown effect, meaning they still provide benefits in terms of hitting. I think that's supposed to be in terms of, not in turns of. Anyways, hit confirming and choosing your next attack. Okay, charge commands. We have reevaluated the condition for successful charge commands. Previously, charge commands required 30 frames of charge time. We have adjusted it so they require 25 frames instead.
Jesus.
I mean, that's never really been a problem, so...
Isn't that the second time they've, like, shortened it?
I don't think so. I don't remember them, Okay, let's see. Wild Assault removed. Again, chat, rip bozo.
Rip bozo.
Counter Blitz added Hurt Box. Changed the Hurt Box during hit stun and block stun. Changed the Hurt Box during forward dash, stopping from a dash, back, blah, blah, blah. Again, what they mentioned about the Hurt Box being unified. Again, also what they mentioned about the Hurt Boxes. Oh, that's interesting. The follow-up Hurt Hit Box does not hit when attacking your own servant or ball. Interesting. So, I'm not really sure what that... Excuse me. I'm not really sure how that would apply, but... Psych Burst, again, changed to Dust and Slash or Heavy Slash, and reduced the knockback of Gold Psych Burst, so maybe it's easier to throw punish?
Hopefully.
Let's see. The first 2 frames of ground and air throws can now be cancelled into the Flex Shield. I wonder if there's some kind of OS you can do with that. Oh, they fixed that bug where you could get double Deflect Shield. Neat. Let's see. Purple Roman Cancel. Reduce damage and tension gauge for 60 frames, so a whole second. While the opponent is not taking damage. How long's Potbuster? I'm trying to think. It doesn't take a second, I don't think, does it? Anyways, this scaling does not apply in situations where damage is already being dealt, such as during combos. You can't Roman cancel throws. Recovery changed from 30 frames to 40 frames. You can't Roman cancel backdashes anymore. You can still block with the faultless defense input, even if you don't have meter. Tech on grounded wall splat. Now, I wonder if you tech after you slump or before. Positive bonus. Tension penalty state is no longer reduced. Okay, so 70% scaling. Moves with additional properties beyond forward movement already have a heavy base scaling and are excluded, such as moves with overhead properties, moves with projectile properties, and moves with invincible or army properties. Oof. More Hammerfall nerfs. 60% scaling! Jesus!
Yeah.
That's crazy. So let's see.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Increase combo blowback scaling when hitting as the first hit in a combo. So these moves are Maze 3K, Jacko Sweep, Bike and Crouching, Heavy Slash, Vortex, Stun Dipper, Stroke the Big Tree, Elk Hunt, and ATG. And Gun Dipper. Overhead special moves, it goes to 70% scaling. Reject at 60%, Jesus! That's a lot. Well, hey, you know, it looks like they're actually reducing the damage. Good. Let's see. So 5P and Crouching have a 60% scaling, and Milia, Chipp, and Soul all have the same sort of scaling on their standing kick normal. Jesus. That's harsh. Let's see. Oh, hello. What's this? Wall bounce. The strength of the wall bounce is now affected by combo blowback scaling. The wall bounce will become weaker later in combos when combo blowback scaling is higher. Oof. That could be rough. Risk. The value in which the gauge turned red changed from 80% to 75%. When the risk level reaches 75% or higher, the tension gauge increases. Okay. It says punish during jump startup, but they didn't seem to remove BRC from jump startup, so, Let's see, landing recovery. Fixed an issue making it possible to cancel landing recovery with another action when landing exactly at the same time as a super flash from moves with landing recovery. Fixed an issue making it possible to block or throw clash at the exact moment of landing for certain moves or actions that incur landing recovery after a mid-air action. projectiles. Remove the influence of proximity requirements on projectile clashes. Previously, when a projectile had a proximity requirement, clashes sometimes did not occur. Huh, I've never seen that one before. Tension and burst gauge no longer increase once combo blowback scaling exceed a certain amount. Okay, so longer combos no longer make you get more tension or burst gauge. Guard Crush. Throws that can connect during combos no longer hit opponents who are in Guard Crush. Ah, okay. Okay, so that's like the Heavenly nerf where you could unblockable people with like Heat Knuckle into Heavenly. What's up, y'all? I hope y'all are enjoying the carnage because it seems like this is actually the dreaded nerf patch, which everyone's just like, no, don't nerf my character. But it's just like, you want a lower power level? This is how you get a lower power level. Now, let's see. Soul bad guy. For Soul, we have reassessed the overall structure of his combos, making adjustments to limit the maximum potential reward for mid-screen combos. In combinations with these changes, we have added his new move, Sidewinder Ignited, to act as a combo finisher. Given the limited reward he gets from combos now, we have expanded the breadth of option he has in neutral. We have removed some of his powerful mix-up strings, determining that they did not align with Soul's offensive game based on close-range strike throw mix-up. Zephyr, the patch is not out, but the patch notes are. Let's see.
Fuck.
Sidewinder Ignited is a new move. I mean, I don't think we need to read that. We already talked about that. Let's see. We have sped the startup of Gunflame and added an extra flame pillar extending its range. Each flame pillar has a shorter time individually, meaning it reaches its maximum range faster. It has a worse frame advantage now, making it weaker when the opponent blocks at a close range, but instead works better as a mid-range poke. Okay, so it's power. Okay, so it's Power Wave now. Power Wave. Gunflame Feint moves you slightly forward on activation. Neat. This makes it possible to maintain your offense from closer range from before if you catch the opponent by surprise. What do y'all think about that one? Fafnir made it possible to extend combos mid-screen too much, so we have revised its properties. Oh, it's 5 million more combo reworks to Soul! We have removed the wall bounce effect, changing it to a tumbling knockdown. This makes it possible to follow up only after a clean hit near the corner, not when mid-screen. Oh, here's an interesting one. The adjustments to Bandit Revolver and Jumping P have made the powerful block string, Bandit Revolver, Red Roman Cancel, Jumping P, no longer possible. Oh! The string was highly effective as mix-up and leading to high reward, which allowed it to function outside of the scope of Soul's concept as an offense based around making predictions with strikes and throws. Okay. 5P is a 5-framer. 6P, the same thing we talked about. Crouching K is a 6-frame move now. Close Slash has the range thing where it only hits higher up during combos. Crouching Slash, reduce knockback on hit. Okay. Jumping P, reduce the startup, or increase the startup. Gunflame made it faster, but close range is, ooh, minus 12, Jesus! Also, what up, Nigmus? Sorry, I was reading the notes. Volcanic Viper. Oh, interesting. No more counter hit on Volcanic Viper. Let's see.
Yeah, Miss Funner, they removed the counter hit too.
You mean the counter hit on recovery, or now? Wait,
It's
here's
like
what
if some. Go ahead.
That's what I want to know. When they say counter hit factor removed, does that mean Volcanic Viper can't counter hit, or does that mean it can't be counter hit?
If
So,
it said
I
can't be
think-
counter hit, it would say
so,
like
like-
counter hit state.
I think
Sorry.
it was saying something about projectiles. So like if Kai, like let's say Kai threw out a projectile and then I misfired it and then I got a counter hit, so I would not be able to get a counter hit from that.
Okay, yeah. So more like the way he launched.
Yes.
Let's see. Frame advantage on hit changed from plus 17 to plus 5. Jesus. And frame advantage on block changed from minus 28 to minus 40? Oh my my god, Jesus! Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's what I thought. They removed the clean hit on H Volcanic Viper. Let's see. Lots of just things where they removed movement speed and made it harder to do. Let's see. Now, Bandit Revolver. Reduced upward movement speed. As it lands faster than before, the window to transition into the second hit has been reduced by 2 frames. Ooh. As it lands faster than before, there is no change to the frame advantage on block. Okay. Bandit Bringer. Preventing it from hitting an inherent located behind... Oh, okay, so Bandit Bringer can't hit people behind him now. Bandit Bringer has reduced knockback, Wild Throw, reduced throw invincibility, Fafnir, the opponent will tech upon landing. So they tumble on a clean hit Fafnir now, okay. Tyrant Rave. Counter hit restate into recovery, can't roam and cancel. Clean hit no longer occurs when hitting it as the first hit of a combo. Okay. Now, let's see. Kyle Kisuke. Kai has a new move, Lightning Strike, and has received adjustments to help him benefit from making decisions based on the situation in battle and making accurate positions while fighting with projectiles. On the other hand, such moves such as his S and Stun Dipper, were challenging to counter neutral, have been tuned down. Okay. We already know what Lightning Strike does, we saw the video. Far S and Crouching S had fast recovery despite their long range, making them extremely safe options in neutral. With these adjustments, we have revised the balance between risk and reward by extending the recovery. It is now be crucial to make decisions as to the use of projectiles with Stun Edge and Lightning Strike. The changes to combos and combo blowback duration for low-profile moves apply to Stun Dipper, thus reducing the damage it can lead into combos, as well as the ability to launch the opponent. It is also hard to benefit from confirming. It's hard to benefit from confirming it, as it has been blocked and using Purple Roman Cancel to maintain your offense due to the damage duration added to the Purple Roman Cancel mechanic. Okay. Let's see. Air backdash. Apparently his air backdash was really small. I never noticed. Okay, let's see. Far S has 20 frames of recovery now instead of 16. Crouching S has 24 frames of recovery now. Okay, that's pretty big, honestly. Stun Edge. Reduce the horizontal blowback on air hit. I assume to make it so that lightning can actually hit. Charge Stun Edge increased hitbox backwards. That's interesting. Let's see. Charge Stun Edge in Dragon Install. Hit stop changed from 15 frames to only 11 frames, so now it's only plus 62. Oh no, not plus 62. Stun Dipper added a follow-up hitbox to the upper part of the second hit's hitbox. So making it harder to hit people, I guess? Let's see. Food Arc, increased knockback for the final hit. Oh, during Dragon Install. It's just like, wait, Food Arc isn't a multiple hit special. Vapor Thrust, counter hit effect removed. Land recovery. So now it's minus 41. Jesus! Oh my god. And Ride the Lightning. Again, you can't Roman cancel it. Now, let's see. May. We have revised the properties of Mr. Dolphin Vertical, which did not see much use in neutral, to make it more viable. On the other hand, moves like 3K that could easily catch the opponent, or Standing Heavy Slash, was highly rewarding and challenging to counter, have been toned down. The S version of Mr. Dolphin Vertical covers more horizontal movement distance, making it easier to land from a similar range as far as a Crouching S. It now triggers an additional knockback, making it harder to use to approach by making the opponent block it. Instead, it now functions as a new offensive option. Okay. The H version of Mr. Dolphin Vertical now gains additional travel time when performed outside of a certain range for the opponent. As it can only be performed from a set range and has a slow startup that makes it easy to react to, we have adjusted it so that May lands at a closer position compared to the S version of Mr. Dolphin Vertical when blocked. We have adjusted the S version of Mr. Dolphin Horizontal so that May lands faster on hits, creating a situation where she has an advantage. In exchange, it leaves her at a greater disadvantage when blocked, and does not trigger stagger on counter hit. Ooh. That's harsh. Oh, They added a proximity requirement to 3K. Oh, that's crazy. And standing heavy slash was a hard move to counter, leading to higher reward on counter hit despite having fast recovery. With these adjustments, we have increased the recovery and made it easier for the opponent to whiff punish. Oh my god, this is a brutal patch. Jesus, chat, they're murdering people out here.
Literally.
People are getting shot in the street. Jesus. Oh, Pot's gonna get shot dead. Oh my god. Okay, standing punch, 5 frames, crouching K, expanded the hurt box upware. 3K made it so that it has a proximity requirement. Close standing heavy slash, again, the thing with the proximity boxes, or the combo boxes. Standing heavy slash, recovery changed from 15 frames to 23 frames. Jesus Christ. It is a damn brutal patch. 23 frames recovery on standing heavy slash. Jesus! Let's see. Sweep, expanded hurt box upward. Okay. Let's see. Horizontal, 25 frames. Let's see. So, for the S version. Reduce knockback on hit, remove the stagger effect on counter hit, increased upward movement speed on block. As a result, frame advantage changed from -3 to -4. Oh, that's actually really good with her 5-framer, because now it's like she cannot challenge. Reduced upward movement speed on hit, so now it's +3 on hit. Okay. On air hit, now blows the opponent back in the direction he is facing, decreases launch height on air hit, and added a follow-up hitbox behind the attack hitbox, enable the approximate requirement backwards. Okay. Let's see. H-Dolphin, reduced knockback. Vertical Dolphin, charge time reduced. Reduced the mechanic that it changed movement speed by holding P. I didn't even know about that. Changed the ascending part to a mid-attack. Hitbox and hurtbox forward and downwards. Expanded the stage edge collision box forward. That makes it difficult to cross up the opponent in the corner. Okay. Expanded the proximity requirement for the ascending part backwards. Let's see. Upward, increased knockback. S Dolphin up. Let's see. Increased knockbacks, increased forward movement speed. H Dolphin. When the distance from the opponent is above certain amounts, forward movement speed will now increase depending on the distance. Reduce knockback on hit for the ascending part. Overhead kiss. Yeah, it's the same thing with the command grabs and whatnot. All right, Axel. We have readjusted the mechanics of Winter Mantis, which was
Bro was ready for Axel.
Oh god. Which was not commonly used in strings, or in neutral or in strings, to make it more viable. We have also readjusted Sickle Flash and Whistling Wind to give them more utility neutral. On the other hand, we have adjusted the hurt box of Crouching K, which is a very powerful defensing tool, as well as the blowback on 6K to limit the damage it could lead to in combos. Winter Mantis now functions as a low strike attack rather than a command grab. Hooray! Thank God, no more goddamn Axel command grab. Let's see. With the change to a strike attack, it now has shorter recovery and can work as a poke as long range. Actually, I wonder if that's a nerf or a buff. When it hits at a combo, it draws the opponent in like it has previously, and it is possible to continue attacking. Let's see. We have reduced the recovery of Sickle Flash, as the reward on hit or block did not counterbalance the risk from how vulnerable it left Axel. We have greatly increased the projectile speed on the charged version of Whistling Wind, increased the active lanes. They are both now viable means of limiting the opponent's movements and creating opportunities to approach. As a result of the universe changing, the hurt box of Crouching K no longer enters an extremely low stance. Okay. 6K does not launch the opponent as high on a grounded hit as before. This makes it no longer possible to combo from Crouching K to 6K into Winter Mantis. Sickle Flash still connects as a combo, however, it is still possible to combo off Crouching K. The start of 6K now has a larger hitbox below, allowing it to hit all characters even if they are crouching. Okay, so, yeah, again, what we just talked about. Huh. That's interesting. They nerfed Crouching Heavy Slash. So the first half is only 35 damage, and the second half is only 52 damage. Oh. 6H is a mid now. Interesting. So it's changed from 27 frames to 23 frames. It's got better scaling, reduced combo blowback scaling when hitting with the first hit as a combo, and reduced knockback for the second half of the active frames. Okay. So it's like a frame trap tool now, I guess. Let's see. Sickle Flash, again, reduced recovery. Hit stop, apply the opponent on block from... Okay. Strengthen Vacuum Effect. The Vacuum Effect now ends with the active frames and now pulls the opponent in when hitting with any part other than the final hit. Increase knockback at the final hit. And Winter Mantis. It's a Guard Crush. Boo! Add a change to a low physical attack when hitting a grounded opponent as the first hit of a combo. The standard lock-on cinematic still occurs. The lock-on cinematic does not occur when hitting an airborne opponent or when hitting as part of a combo. Wait, I'm gonna get hit back. I'm gonna get hit trying to backdash this, aren't I? Let's see. Recovery changed from 34 frames to 15 frames. Added a Guard Crush effect. Frame advantage down block at point blank range is now plus 23. Oh my god. Then again, that's also really slow point blank. Let's see. Increased horizontal blowback when hitting as part of a combo. Decreased launch height when hitting as part of a combo. Snail. Reduced knockback. Okay. So maybe it's easier to punish now. It depends on how much it's been pushed. Well, Bevel, you gotta remember, that's point blank Winter Mantis. That's really slow. Let's see. Remove wall balance effect on midair snail. Rainwater. That's tornado, right? Yeah, that's the tornado. Decreased launch height. Active frames changed from plus 119 frames to only 95 frames. Increase the projectile's movement speed when the distance from the opponent is above a certain amount. The projectile now returns to its original movement speed when touching something, and returns the original movement speed when reflected. Okay. Now, shh. Oh, it's just you and me, Ray. Chat, I think Ray died. Ray, are you dead? Ray! Ray! Ray!
I stepped away for a second, sorry.
Oh, okay, you're not dead. Good. Now, let's see Chipp.
Hang on. Hold that thought. Someone's calling me. But well, you can keep reading, but I'll be right back.
Okay. We have adjusted Alpha Blade Horizontal, which was not used as often, so that can be followed up by Alpha Blade Diagonal. Ugh. This expands his options in neutrals, combo, and block string. On the other hand, we have adjusted the blowback of Alpha Blade Diagonal, making it harder to extend combos from mid-screen for corner carry. We've also adjusted the recovery and active time of the rope from tightrope to make it easier for opponents to deal with. Alpha Blade Horizontal has been adjusted with the faster startup, so it can now combo from standing H. However, the faster startup makes it more challenging to land as a cross-up. Huh? It can now be followed up by Alpha Blade Diagonal on hit or block. The follow-up version has different properties when performed on its own. The follow-up version of Alpha Blade Diagonal can also transition into Tightrope Run, rating more offensive options using Tightrope. We have adjusted the blowback on grounded Alpha Blade Diagonal, making it less viable mid-combo. This will make it harder to carry the opponent from mid-screen into the corner all at once, but it will combo from aerial Alpha Blade Horizontal on aerial hit, creating opportunity for knockdown and Okizeme. Due to the retreating movement as Chipp set up Tightrope, it would make it challenging for the opponent to punish due to the distance. We have increased their covering, giving it more time for the opponent to run in and punish it. The running in question. The tightrope also remains for a shorter duration, limiting the length of time the opponent needs to deal with Chipp's pressure. Let's see, standing P, 5 frame, 6B, the same thing, crouching, or pulse S, same thing. Let's see. Crouching S can no longer be canceled into crouching H on whiff. Oh my god. Man, they were kidding. This is, whoa. This is a brutal patch, man. Alpha Blade can now be followed up with Diagonal Alpha Blade. Okay, let's see. Alpha Blade Diagonal. The properties now change when activated as a follow-up for Alpha Blade Horizontal. Oh yeah, it was really annoying because just like he could do 2S, and if you were above him and tried to like jump in on him, he could just do 2H and counter hit you. Let's see. Beta Blade to -40 on block. Oh my god. Rokusai, reduced knockback. Which one's Rokusai again? Is that the overhead or the low? I forget. Reduced damage on all his wall run normals. Okay, cool. Let's see. Duration only down to 275 frames. So that is about... How many frames is that? That's like what? Hang on. I can do math. I can't. I'm bad at math. So that's like 3 seconds and a half-ish? Okay. Let's see. Tightrope. Again, damage. Oh boy, chat! Given the way everyone else has been murdered, I'm ready to die. Oh my sweet Jesus, chat. This is brutal. Oh, also, Cosmic Forces. Thank you for the subscription. Also, Jesus Christ. This is gonna be brutal. Look, chat, I'm just gonna say this. I see how everyone else is getting fucking murdered. I know it's gonna be bad. I can see it already. It's gonna be harsh. It's gonna be harsh, man. This is a nerf patch. No one's making it out alive, probably. Let's see, Potemkin. We have toned down his moves that gave him a heavy advantage against long-range characters, making it more challenging for him to quickly close the distance with an opponent. In exchange, he can effectively pressure the opponent slowly by walking. Flick that back. FDB now decreases the active frames of the projectile it reflects, and they cause a soft knockdown on hit. I'm confused by that one. So is that saying that the projectile still stays, or does that mean that the projectile you flick back is dependent on what projectile you flick? I'm confused.
Sorry about that. Okay, I'm back. Which were we at?
We're on Potemkin.
Okay.
Let's see. This makes it harder for Potemkin to close the distance after reflecting projectile, both on hit or block. The projectile from Gigantic Kai also has decreased active frames, making strategies involving approaching with a projectile in front more challenging to pull off. You know what? That's fair. I'm going to be honest. I thought that was going to get shot before Slidehead did. Let's see. Hammerfall can no longer endure low attacks. Ooh. So it's like Tager. So it's like B-Sledge.
Or BB tag rules.
It was a powerful option to force an approach at the cost of tension gauge, but it now must be used with caution as it leaves you vulnerable to a counter hit if the opponent uses a low. And it's going to be rough against some matchups, but that's fair, I guess. Potemkin Buster can no longer endure attacks. Yeah, that makes sense. This is because the wrist did not outbalance the ward, as it was opponent's means of intercepting attacks from a slight distance and dealing incredibly high damage. Yeah, that's not really surprising. As throws can no longer be Roman cancel, it is more risky to go for and leads to less reward potential due to the damage from purple Roman cancel. Okay, so they're saying like if you use PRC to try and get a jump scare buster, it's not going to do nearly as much damage. His forward walk now moves faster. While he now struggles to force an approach using tension gauge, he can now approach more successfully by walking forward than before. Now, my question is, how fast is faster?
Chip walk speed. Chip walk speed.
I don't remember chip walk speed, because when do chips ever actually walk?
When they're walking backwards, I guess.
Let's see. 6H now moves slightly forward before the attacks come out, extending their range. This expands his options at long range, as it can hit outside of the range of standing heavy slash. Wouldn't that mess up his combos, though? I don't know. Maybe?
How would it? I mean, like...
I'm thinking more like point blank in the corner, like pop moving forward on 6H might cause him to like launch them out of the corner, you know?
Is the ground bounce that high? I mean, because I almost never see.
Yeah, if you do like 6H Hammerfell break, in some instances, like they'll launch over your head. Let's see. Increased movement speed on forward walk. Again, the thing with L, the quill slashes. Crouching S, expanded hitbox and hurtbox downwards. Maybe it can hit low profiles? Interesting. Let's see. Standing heavy slash now launches the opponent on ground hit. Ooh. The opponent will now tech upon landing, reduced horizontal blowback on counter hit, increased tumble duration on counter hit. Ooh. On ground hit? Oh, that's harsh. Let's see. 6H now moves forward, damage decreased. I mean, that's what's happening to everyone. Active frames from 5 frames to 7 frames. Jump D, expanded hurtbox downward. I swear to God, if it's not disjointed anymore, I'm gonna kill someone.
Are we back to the days of Pot doing 2H and Geo does 2H and gets the fattest counter hit of the year?
It better not be. We've been dealing with disjointed jump H for literal years, and it has been until Stride where people start complaining. This is some bullshit, man. Let's see. Potbuster, no longer armor. Remove the throw invincibility. Let's see. Slide head. Change the startup animation. This is a visual change only and does not affect the attack properties or hurt boxes. Well, that sucks.
That could be I mean, that could be a good thing or a bad. It depends on, they might make the animation more subtle so it's easier to hit people with.
Maybe.
Because that's a patch, that's some, like the way they worded
That's
it,
that
the same
Vegas.
way.
That's that Vegas patch stuff.
Yeah, I remember 2XKO did the same thing. Like they said they changed Darius's overhead animation, but didn't change the startup or anything like that. But they made it a lot more subtle. compared to what it
Okay.
used
Well,
to
if
be.
that's the case, that might be better to make it easier to actually hit people with slide head.
Yeah,
Let's
'cause
see.
right now it's really easy to see.
Let's see. Hammerfall, hold heavy slash. Okay, so can't hit lows. Aw, you can't turn around. No more hammer fluff. Let's see. I'm really confused as to why they kept the armor on Hammerfall break, because it's just like, what does that even do? Let's see. Now, this part. Now transitions to the same explosion as a hit 30 frames after startup. So wait, hang on, wait. I'm confused. Does this mean like pot will... No, it's projectiles deflected by FDB. Okay, so it won't go full screen anymore. It only goes about 30... It only goes about 30 frames. Okay. The opponent will now tech upon landing. Ooh, damn. Heavenly Potbuster nerfs. Counter hit recovery on Heavenly. That sucks. But you know what? They kept the ridiculously cursed hitbox. So you know what? That's not too bad.
It's also one of those moves where like counter hit recovery, yeah, but like it's not the easiest thing to catch them if you don't get them in the early frames.
I mean,
So it's
I
kind
think
of like a.
So my question is this: Does he still recover in the air?
I would assume so. Nothing else says that he's not.
Okay, that's not too bad. Gigantor, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really surprised. Like Gigantor, like being able to throw out Gigantor in full screen and just being able to walk like, here comes my shield. And it's just like, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, chat. This is pretty brutal, but I've also seen how brutal the rest of the patch notes are, so honestly, we'll have to see how bad it is, but it could have been a lot worse, I think. What do you think, Ray?
There's one I saw. And that's all I'm gonna say. Like, there's one in particular I saw, and
Wait, you mean with Potemkin or?
no, it's with Milia.
Oh. Uh-oh. Here we go with Faust. There's no way they nerfed Faust. Okay, let's see. We have a Justice Command movement and Afro State to tone them down as they were challenging for opponents to what? Okay, Afro State true, but his movement? Bruh. Some items can be obtained in midair. Let's see. The donut, banana, and afro, and trumpet can be obtained in midair. Donut now recovers tension gauge. Trumpet now tossed in a position closer to Faust, making it easier for him to obtain it. Okay. Super, what could this be? It has reduced recovery, and it's possible to stock items. Huh.
Does that mean he just starts eating all his items?
Yes.
Like fucking like a
Feast
fucking
mode.
like Goku eating a bowl, just scarfing it all down.
Does Hammerfall break armor lows? Looks like no. Any kind of armor that Potemkin has only armors mids and highs now. It's like Blaze Blue style armor where you can't armor lows. Let's see. It is now possible to halt the move by pressing S during mix on hit or block. You can choose to stop while the opponent is stuck to the wall. Oh, okay, that's a neat little change so that you don't get stuck with a terrible like wall break with mix. Okay. Let's see. Bone Crushing Excitement had especially low startup among Invincible Overdrives, so we have sped up the Finally, they made Bone Crushing Excitement not the worst super in the game. Despite the improvement, it is still on the slower end. Okay, never mind.
So it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense considering that they've taken away PRC on Arsing supers.
Oh no. It's been like that ever since they got rid of PRC or like super PRC.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like so now making it faster is a good compensation, even if it's still gonna be slower.
Let's see. While the opponent is in the Afro state, the attack would activate even if Faust took damage when setting it on fire with Jump D or another move. However, as this made it possible to keep the opponent locked down for an extended time, the attack no longer activates if Faust takes damage. Damn. We have adjusted Faust's hurt box to no longer shrink low during the down-back directional command. Okay. But the down-forward now enters a lower stance than before. Okay. Let's see. Hurt box upward on crouching P, hurt box upward on crouching K. The / thing, command movement, expanded hurt box upward during... Oh, so they didn't actually make a down forward go lower. It just has the low that it already does right now. Let's see. Snip. Huh. They made love have a better launch. Let's see. Donut can be acquired by falling. Banana can be acquired by falling. Acquiring an Afro while already in the Afro state now extends the duration. Duration is not extended if the Afro is on fire. If Faust enters a hit stun state while the Afro is ignited by fire tribute attack, blah blah blah, the burning Afro now expires. Fix an issue causing the burst gauge to increase when the opponent wall sticks from the Afro explosion. Along with this fix, the blowback of the Afro explosion under certain conditions is changed. Trumpet falls closer. The trumpet now falls slower, making it easier to acquire in the air. Oh, okay. So 15 frames startup on Faust Super. That's okay. Okay, so you can eat the last item of your super item toss, not all your items. That's oh man, that would have been funny. Let's see. Amelia Rage. We have made adjustments to limit her combo routes, as she was able to perform highly damaging combos from various starters. Artemis recovered quickly and was challenging for the opponent to deal with, so we have adjusted it so that Amelia is more likely to lose her turn on offense when it is blocked. In exchange, standing 5K and the S version of Tandem Top have improved utility, allowing her to use her excellent mobility to launch her grounded offense. We have also made Bad Moon more rewarding to hit in combos to give her access to powerful offense after air-to-air attacks. Oh no, don't tell me they gave it a hard knockdown! We reduced the knockback on standing K when approaching with a dash. It can combo into sweep even after multiple hits, making it easier to confirm off of. We have adjusted the launch on hit after the S version of Tandem Top, making it harder to relaunch the opponent when used mid-combo. Ah, that's what you were talking about?
Oh no.
No. Let's see. On the other hand, we have reduced the horizontal blowback, allowing Familia to continue her offense at a greater advantage on hit. Projectile also moves faster now, making it viable as a long-range poke. Bad Moon now gains different properties when used at a higher altitude, causing a hard knockdown that cannot be teched. Oh god, it's the fucking exert. It's the fucking Rev 2 thing.
Rev 2. Yeah, Rev 2.
Oh boy. Amelia gains enough time to go with an advantage to go in and hit with a meaty quill slash or perform an instant air dash before attacking. This makes it more rewarding to successfully land as an air-to-air. Okay, so she doesn't get a disc. We have adjusted the launch of Iron Savior on grounded hit, reducing the buffer time to follow it up. It is no longer possible to form long combos off of counter hit poke starters, such as counter hit Faust into Mirage, then Iron Savior.
Damn, there goes my hard routes. Okay.
Artemis now descends on slower speed and has additional landing recovery. Oh, Frankie, dude, it is fucking brutal in these patch notes. And I'm not talking about Potemkin, I'm talking for everyone. People have been shot dead in the street. This is a nerf patch. People have forgotten what this looks like. It is brutal. The blowback on hit has been adjusted, making it still possible to combo on an off hit. Let's see, crouching P, 5 frames, 6P, okay. Expanded hurtbox upward on crouching K. Expanded hitbox and hurtbox forward on crouching S. Oh, hi, Stone. Thanks for the follow. Let's see, sweep, adjusted her. Huh, there's a lot of hurtboxes being adjusted upward for her. Did she really have that much of a low profile thing?
Not really.
I don't know what that's all about. Anyways, Bad Moon. When activated above a certain altitude, grounded opponents can no longer tech on landing from the final hit. When activated above a certain altitude, decrease launch height of the final hit. Let's see. Tandem Top increases the projectile's forward movement speed, reduce horizontal blowback, decrease launch height. Iron Savior. The animation now ends when switching position with the opponents. Counter hit effect removed. What does that mean?
Probably means that it'll just hit you normally instead of having the slowdown. Because currently has like a slash your counter hit.
Oh yeah, the heavy slash counter hit.
Not a heavy slash, but a slash.
Let's see, decreased launch height on grounded hit. Mirage, expanded hurtbox upward. Another one? Let's see, Lust Shaker, -4 on block. Eventually, Lust Shaker will be plus. Multiple Lust Shaker, now -6, decreased the final hit to 9 damage. Now launches the opponent on ground hit with the final hit, reduces horizontal blowback with the final hit, increases launch height of the final hit, and change hit stun state when hit by final hit. Lust Shaker, maximum press. -8. Reduce knockdown. Now launches the opponent. Changed hit stun state when hit by the final hit. Huh. I wonder what that means.
She has a few routes that involve using Lust Shaker, but they're not used very often because they tend to they rely on the wall not having a lot of damage already done to it. It just might make it so that it's a bit more consistent.
Okay.
Or maybe not.
Artemis. Landing recovery changed from 8 to 14 frames. Frame advantage on block changed from -2 to -8. Good. Like, why did they give her fucking back Mega Fist after they nerfed Pot's back Mega Fist? Increased the launch height. Okay. So it still makes it so that you can combo. Increased hurtbox downward while in the air. Okay.
So that nerf is the nerf to the recovery nerf is still strange to me because it makes it significantly less safe, and I get that, but it also I'm also questioning what they're intending which strategy they're intending to nerf, because she can still just dash up and backdash if she's trying to bait out throws or something. It makes Mirage less a little bit weaker because you can't just always do that. I mean, you can, but if they have a good 5K or 2K, they can still punish you. But outside of that special, just doing the special by itself is what I'm wondering. There's also I'm also wondering if the landing recovery is going to end up messing with a lot of her routes, which it probably will.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's getting fucked up, getting their routes messed with this patch, so join the club.
Thoughts on the pot changes?
Sky Slasher, thank you for the $2. And thoughts on the pot changes? Honestly, it's pretty rough, but everyone's getting shot this patch. So we'll have to see how the power level is after the patch actually drops. Like, you read through the whole... Like, if you just read Pot's changes in isolation, it seems bad. But if you read everyone's changes, or at the very least all the ones I've gone through so far, you realize, oh, people got shot this patch. Let's see. Zato 1. We revised the trajectory of float as it was challenging to use effectively, making it easier to now use Eddie to get the opponent surrounded. Okay, so easier to use Zabubu. Let's see. We have also sped up the startup of Invite Hell to lead to a knockdown off a central poke, crouching S on hit. In exchange, we have limited the potential reward from combos after a poke counter hit. As well, it is harder now to maintain offense after Sun Void is blocked, as it could lead to very powerful strings. Interesting. We have adjusted the trajectory of float with the exception of the P version. The K version sends Eddie up at a high altitude, allowing him to move behind the opponent while at a minimal risk of taking an attack. Invite Hell has started fast up, meaning it can combo from crouching S hits. I swear these things suck. It will also now always appear on screen, making it more viable for Okizeme in the corner. Were people really having a problem with that one? Anyways, the second hit of Pierce has slower startup and can no longer combo after a counter hit from Close S. Okay, I like that, because it was very hard to challenge Pierce sometimes at a distance, because a lot of people's normals could not hit Eddie in time. Let's see, this limits the possible benefit, as it used to be possible to carry the opponent to the corner and trigger wall break off a long-range poke. Despite the slower startup, we have adjusted other aspects to minimize the effect on block or aerial hits, such as the hit stop, active frames, and launch height. We have extended the time Eddie is able to act after Sun Void. This makes it more likely for Eddie to be destroyed by the opponent punching a block, unless you choose to use a pose. The opponent still needs to watch out for Eddie, but it's more challenging for Zato to transition to mix-up now. Okay. Interesting. The same thing with the Close S thingy. Let's see. When canceling Eddie's actions, Pierce, That's a Lot, Leap, or Pose, the later half of the animation can now be canceled into Float. Okay. Active frames of the initial hit changed from 3 frames to 6 frames. Startup of the second hit changed from 31 frames to 35 frames. Along with this, Eddie's total duration has changed from 56 to 58. Damage changed from 23 to 18. Hit stop on block for the initial hit changed from 6 frames to 8 frames. Okay, so it seems like they want the gap to be the same, but they want it to be harder to confirm off it. Increased launch height after ground bounce when the initial hit lands in air. That's a lot. Reduced damage on drills, reduced damage on frog, reduced damage on oppose. Float. No longer consumes the Eddie life gauge during activation. The input buffer window for launching Eddie has been made 5 frame earlier. Increases Eddie's forward movement speed when launched with K. Increased forward movement speed with S, but reduced upward movement speed with S. Same thing with Heavy Slash. Invite Hell, the projectiles now extend past the corner, startups change to 16 frames, active change to 34 frames, and recovery change to 49 frames. Since the startup is faster, there is no change to frame advantage on block. Okay. Dan Feng, no throw invincibility, Drunkard Shade, decreased launch height on counter hit. Sun Void, increased Eddie's recovery by 3 frames, and Sun Void Ground. Recovery changed from 61 frames to 65 frames, and frame advantage at point blank is now -2. All right. Ramothal Valentine. Creator, I'm gonna be honest, we need to see the patch because this is a nerf patch. Everyone's getting nerfed. There's a lot of changes and nerfs all around. So it is distinctly possible that he could be fine because everyone else also got shot. Of course, there's still more people I haven't read yet, so maybe someone didn't get shot. Let's see. We have revised our overall combo structure to limit the potential benefits from combos mid-screen. In exchange, Sarabato now works better as a combo finisher, and the S version of Bayonetto now can work as Okizeme, allowing for rewarding situations over time. Sarabato has faster startup and can combo from standing H even against a standing opponent. Which one's that? Is that her big sword slam?
I think so.
Let's see. We have adjusted
only
the
know by
knockback and recovery on Ondo to make it more viable neutral. It can now be used as a poke when outside the range of standing heavy slash. We have removed the wall bounce from the S version of Bayonetto. Hooray! Changing it to trigger hard knockdown when the opponent can no longer tech. It can no longer work mid-combo. However, if the sword hits it, it is now possible for the explosion part to trigger on the opponent's wake-up. This makes it easier to perform Okuzeme. It comes out faster now, making it easier to conclude in combos with different starters. We have adjusted the launch height after Daru and Eralumo. Eralumo? Yeah, Eralumo. Decreasing the time possible for following them up. Combined with the changes to the S version of Bayonetto, this makes it more challenging to put together combos that carry into the corner and trigger wall break. Okay. We have adjusted the blowback from the sword hit of the H version of Bayonetto to limit combos with long carry distance. Okay, crouching S, hurtbox upward, far S, downward hitbox of the greatsword, standing S, reduced downward hitbox and hurtbox, 6H, reduced horizontal blowback, sweep. Less recovery on her sweep. Jumping K doesn't launch as high on air hit. Jumping H doesn't has less recovery on landing. Let's see. Bayonetto S version. Reduce the startup of the greatsword attack from 20 frames to 15 frames. Reduce knockback of the greatsword attack. Increase guard cut duration of the greatsword attack. And startup is faster. There is no change to the frame advantage jump block. Delay the start of the explosion attack by 25 frames. Ooh. That could be... Grounded opponents can no longer attack on landing. Reduced horizontal blowback effect of the greatsword attack. Remove wall bounce attack of the greatsword attack. So I assume it's just you throw it out, and I'm curious if she can make it so that there is a... How big of a gap there's going to be between the sword and the explosion, and how much she can affect that. Okay, Frankie, I was actually thinking that. Were they seriously looking at that one post where someone was like, where someone was just like, oh, I can't react to a slide head? It's just like, how? How can you not react to this move? Random dude, I think that might be the idea, that you use, like, in the mid-screen, you throw that sword down, you end the combo, but it will explode when they wake up. The H version, decreased launch height of the greatsword attack. Daru...
They've reworked her swords how many times now?
I think this is time number 4? Daru. Reduced horizontal blowback, decreased launch height. Which one's this one? Sildo Detro. Startup change from...
That's the big old Fafnir type move.
Oh yeah, that's the big sword slam. Let's see. Rekka. Decreased launch height on air hit. Reduced guard crush duration of the enhanced version. Frame advantage on block change from -2 to -8. Ondo, 27 frames. Recovery change to 47 frames. Oh, that's... No, that's not the flip. Because why would they mention sword?
236K is the ground pound.
Yeah, Ondo is the rock.
Yeah. The sword I was talking about was slide the 2-row, whatever.
Yeah. Let's see. Increase. So attack level changed from 2 to 1. So weaker attack level, but only -3. Let's see. Mortal Bottle. Counter hit recovery. Woo! Let's fucking go. Leo Whitefang. Let's see. We have improved his pressure and back turn. What do you mean? What do you mean you improved him? What the... Ha! Okay, I gotta read the rest of this because I need to see like what exactly they're talking about. Make it possible to jump and perform jumping attacks during the stance. In exchange for this, we have adjusted the central moves he used to enter the stance, such as Turbulence, the H version of Edsenstrom, and Standing Heavy Slash, to make it more challenging for him to enter it. Let's see. Okay, the jump. Turbulence doesn't have knockback, so now it's unsafe again. The recovery. It was not previously possible to enter the stance by making the opponent block the active flames of Turbulence after a hit, but the active flames will no longer hit meaty, making Leo in a less advantageous situation. However, it has additional horizontal movement now, making it possible to continue up heavy afterwards with a quill slash. Where you reduce your attack level of Standing H. Standing H no longer combos into Turbulence, making it more challenging to enter the stance mid-combo. Okay, let's see. 6P, again, the whole thing. Crouching S expanded Hurtbox upward. Standing H is now a level 3 move instead of level 4. 6H no longer launches the opponent on ground hit. Okay. Sweep made it harder to carry momentum, reduced forward movement speed. Oh, that's nice.
A big nerf.
That's a big nerf. So he can't just fling himself across the screen with 2D. Added a horizontal proximity requirement, so he has to actually be closer now. Let's see. DP and Fireball have less charge time. Ice and Strum no longer counter hit. And oh my god, minus 40, just like all the DPs. Ice and Strum has more, the H version has more recovery, so you're less, let's see, Turbulence is less recovery on block. Let's see. They didn't touch back turn H. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me, man?
The Ice and Strum heavy, he might not be able to do I mean, I don't play Leo, so I don't remember all his subs, but I'm assuming that means that he can't go into back turn off of it.
I don't think he could, or he had a really hard time doing it.
Because I feel like they already took that away. So I don't remember, but
let's see, recover. Let's see, recovery is, so his shield has more recovery. Okay. Leo is going to be the new monster. What do you mean? He's been a monster. Let's see. His super has counter hit recovery. Okay, now Nago. This is who I'm curious about because I want to know how his new move works. Okay. He now recovers more blood gauge when the opponent blocks his heavy slash attack, allowing him to maintain the gauge without using special moves. We also revised decrease in his defenses as the blood gauge rises. As he has more means of managing the gauge now, he now faces greater risk when triggering Blood Rage. Okay. His new move, Yuki Moyoi, is a long-range low attack that serves as an option for managing blood gauge. After activating it, the blood gauge is set at level 3 and will no longer increase or decrease for a set duration. I did, but I wanted them to see, like, I wanted to see the actual notes, you know? Let's see. When the duration ends, the result of the blood gauge is that the blood gauge... Oh, sorry. The results of the blood gauge that would have been gained during this time will take effect all at once. It is possible to use just before Blood Rage to activate to delay it, but you will still activate Blood Rage in the end unless you are able to recover enough gauge during the effective time. It can be a highly rewarding move, capable of powering up your normals if you are able to predict the upcoming developments in the match. Let's see. Hang on. Let me see. Standing, all his H buttons now recover more blood when blocked. Easier to recover blood gauge even after reaching level 3 when your special moves are restricted. This works well with his new special move. Let's see. Okay, so he takes less damage with the blood gauge. Okay. And Blood Rage now has longer active frames, making Nagaryuki lose more health. And Blood-Sucking Universe. Yeah, that's what we saw, that it no longer gives him a massive drain. It only takes like a little bit. Oh, no, I totally understand. Like, it only taking like a chunk rather than the whole thing is huge. That's going to be very hard for him to maintain blood. Let's see. Defense. Okay, so yeah, like they said, it's not as harsh now. Bro, ZMX, everyone's getting shot. Like, this is a nerf patch. Everyone's getting toned down a lot. Let's see. Close slash can now be jump canceled. Interesting. Standing H. Startup change of 16 for oh my god! Let's see.
Wait, I thought he already could jump cancel close slash.
No. I don't think he could. Could he?
Yeah, I remember him having like a route with it, or like, and I remember people burst baiting me with it, like doing close slash.
Maybe it's now on block too. Let's see. Reduced wall break. Command normal 5. Oh, that's like the last slash. So maybe it's not as easy to wall break with like SSS anymore. Blood Rage can no longer be delayed. Reduce the... Let's see. Blood-sucking universe. Reduce throw invincibility. Again, it only gets a little bit away. And his super has counter recovery. Yep. Let's see. Minor adjustments to Giovanna. We have toned down Tempest Stride as it is highly rewarding and challenging to counteract. We have also adjusted her hurt boxes while her standing and crouching hurt box were positioned lower than the standard. I mean, yeah, have you seen her posture? Like, will this be up later to watch later? I mean, yeah, the VOD will be here. It's on YouTube. I don't know about on Twitch, though. Let's see, where was I? While powered up, she now maintains the enhanced state for a set duration once the tension gauge reaches the 50 and 100% mark. This means she will no longer immediately lose the power-up even if she uses her tension gauge with something like a Roman cancel right after passing the mark. Okay, that's cool.
Basically means that if she does super at 100 bar, she'll keep the damage boost for a moment.
Mm-hmm. She now moves forward slightly during crouching edge. Why the fuck why would she need to move forward during that? We expanded the upper hitbox and increased the aerial hurtbox of Sol Nascente. This makes it work better as an anti-air. That's the flip kick, right?
Yeah.
We have increased the recovery of Sepultura, making it no longer punishable on block. In exchange, her normal moves cause less knockback, leaving her at closer distance on block and making her more likely to lose her turn on offense. Tempestrade now has more recovery on block or whiff, leaving Giovanni at a disadvantage on block. You are.
Oh.
That's that's the cross up, right?
The Tempest Day? No, that's the air super, I think.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
But no, what I was thinking, I was like, if her normals leave her closer, then 2S then the 2S changes actually might actually be a nerf if her normals leave her closer. Because then she can't do 2S and the 2S is a throw bait.
Let's see. Expanded hurtbox upward during the standing crouching state that was lower than the standard for characters in this game. Again, moved it forward. Let's see. No. He's saying like the 100% meter bonus, not just the 50%. Let's see. Quill slash again. Expanded hitbox and hurtbox forward. Crouching S now moves her forward. Increased launch height on the initial hit on air hit. Crouching S, expanded hitbox and hurtbox forward during the second half of the active frames. Jumping D, start with the second hit, change from 17 frames to 15 frames. Sepultura is now -4, but it leaves her with less range, so now she is more likely to lose her turn. Okay. Powered up Sepultura is now -4. Again, reduce hit stop applied to the opponent on block. I don't know if it pushes them back as much. Let's see. Sol Nascente, expanded hurtbox upward during startup, expanded hurtbox backward in the second half of the active frame, so making it better as an anti-air. And yeah, it looks like her supers have been, her air super has been nerfed, which is really confusing because I didn't know it was that bad. Now,
I mean, people. It was a very low risk super because to 6P it, you had to do it extremely early to where she would land on the active frames. Otherwise, if you saw her jump and do super and then you 6P, she would just hit your lower her box before the 6P could go active.
True. Let's see. Anji. We have adjusted Fujin to function more simply with the follow-ups moves powering up when the button is held. Crouching S now moves forward, making it easier to apply offensive pressure with. On the other hand, we have adjusted his moves to limit his combo potential mid-screen. We have also added special damage paration when Sugetsu no Haboki hits, preventing it from leading into excessive damage. Let's see. Fujin can no longer be cancelled into Fujin, Ko, or Sugetsu no Hakobi when charged. I don't know what that move that is. Is that spin? I think that's spin. Instead, the follow-ups now have enhanced properties after the charged version. We also revisit the properties of follow-up moves after the standard version of Fujin. Please make its overhead actually reactable! We have reduced the launch height of Nagiha on hit, making it no longer possible to land highly damaging attacks afterwards. The enhanced version of Nagiha now causes an additional knockback, making it harder for the opponent to punish it on block. The opponent now attacks after Rin hits, making Okizeme with Quill Slash no longer possible afterwards. The enhanced version of Rin now causes a ground bounce on hit, making it possible to continue attacking if you use Roman Cancel. Crouching H now moves forward and causes less knockback. It leaves Anji close to the opponent when blocked, making it easier to oppress the opponents with other options than Fujin. Changes Nagiha and Ko made it harder to perform combos from mid-screen with major corner carry that lead to wall break. Sugetsu no Haboki applies special damage paration after entering an attack, increasing the damage a combo started afterwards for a set duration. Previously, it was common to start a combo with Quill Slash afterward, which led to very high benefits. This damage paration prevents such situations. Okay, so nerf to spin. Okay. Let's see, Crouching Haze, startup change from 7 frames to 6 frames. Increase the horizontal blowback on hit. Hurtbox on Crouching S is upward. Standing H now, there's Standing H now, or 5H now no longer launches as high on the ground bounce. Crouching 2H now moves forward and reduces knockback, but doesn't launch the opponent on a ground hit. Let's see, Fujin can no longer be cancelled into Fujin when charged. Added a stagger effect on hit. Oh my god. Let's see. Nagiha reduced launch. Let's see. Reduced launch height. Rin recovery changed. Only -7 now. Oh, that's gross. But they now tech on landing, which could be fine. But also, I really don't like the whole let's go gambling. Ah, damn it. Now, Ko. Increased vertical combat blowing for the second hit. A special damage scaling is now applied for a whole second after withstanding an attack. Damn. Hidari is now 40 frames. And his super... Oh, Kacho Fugits. That's his counter super. It now has less duration and now has more recovery. Okay, cool. Ino. We have adjusted her air dash to add further variation to her jump-ins, Okizeme, and more. Standing H has a faster startup, and her pokes with S attacks can lead to higher reward. On the other hand, it is now harder to extend her combos due to the adjusted blowback from moves such as Aerial Chemical Love and Mad Love Agitato. The K and S version of Sultry Performance can be punished more easily on block and provide less reward on hit. When canceling her air dash in another action, input. Oh god, they gave her angled air dash. No.
Finally, Excerpt is back.
No. Inputting up and press jump S makes an air dash during an air dash makes it an effective long range poke. Inputting down and jumping P can let her land super fast. Oh god, it's back, chat. I already couldn't block her, and now I can't block her even more. Ugh. When canceling her air dash into another action, inputting again. I already read that. Her 5H has faster startup, making it possible to combo into far S or crouching S regardless of the opponent's state. We've also adjusted the nut blowback, making it possible to then combo into the H version of Stroke to Victory to score a knockdown. This improves her neutral game by providing better rewards off smaller poke hits. However, it no longer combos into Mad Love Agitato. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. Make it easy. I'll just say Mad Love. Mad Love, making it harder to create highly potent combos. We have adjusted the blowback of the aerial version of Chemical Love to make it hard to use in combos. We made the same changes to Mad Love. We toned these moves down so their potential to carry into the corner and trigger wall break off various combo starters was too powerful for an Okizeme-centric character. Let's see. Again, the air dash thing. Crouching K, hit hurtbox upward. Standing heavy slash. It is a 14 frame move, but it doesn't launch as high. Okay. Crouching heavy slash, hurtbox upward. 6H. Less recovery. Did they mention 6H? It did not. It's faster, or it has less recovery now, so now it's only -4. No wall bounce on the air version of Chemical Love. Mad Love doesn't launch as high. Dive kick. Oh, you can't jump up after a dive kick on the K version? Or the S version? Oh man. That's harsh. Where were we? Agitato. Yeah, that's what I was saying, but I just wanted to make sure. For the normal version only, it no longer launches the opponent on ground hit and causes a crouching hit stun state instead. Reduce horizontal blowback for the normal version only. The hold version remains unchanged. Expanded hurtbox upward after landing. Same changes for the S version. So her dive kick is worse now. Now, what's this? The character is a counter hit state. Landing recovery changed from 0 frames to 9 frames. Reduced applied gravity. Reduced knockback to the projectile. Remove the guard credit. Oh! Oh! I see. So now her ground super is punishable no matter what you do, even if you mess up. Let's see. Go Lewis Dickinson. We have improved the utility of his normal moves to improve his maneuverability in neutral. On the other hand, we have toned down his actions utilizing Behemoth Typhoon and Security Gauge to limit his power once he is on the offense. We have extended the active frames of Far S and made it more effective by momentum. The attack will now reach farther when performed out of a dash. Okay? We have made the same adjustments to Crouching K, giving it access to a low attack after dashing. Remove the frontal hurt box of Crouching S, making it a very powerful counterpoke. We have decreased the startup of Standing H and decreased the knockback. It can now combo off Far S, increasing its utility. All versions of Behemoth Typhoon deal less damage. Again? They already did this one! I've seen these games. I played these games before. Ectoplasm, they are very harsh nerfs, but everyone's getting harsh nerfs. This is a nerf patch. Everyone's getting shot. Let's see, where was I? This makes it harder to do major damage than before. It also costs 100% of the security gauge to cancel into another Behemoth Typhoon after Behemoth Typhoon.
Oh, good. No more Behemoth until you'll triple your guard bar for existing.
Yeah, no more triple Behemoths. Only double Behemoths. Let's see. We've increased the minimum number of projectiles fired by Skyfish. This addition increases the duration of the move overall as well, making it more risky if the opponent jumps over it. We have reduced the active frames of Thunderbird when above level 2. While it's still a strong strategy to approach with the projectile as a shield, it is now hard to pull off if the opponent has space to back away. Let's see. Crouching K, again, like the same thing they said, it carries momentum better, and it has 6 frame actives. Far S has more active frames, again carries momentum. Reduce horizontal blowback on air hit, increase launch height on air hit, and change hit stun state in air hit. Okay. Crouching S, again, the hurt box. Standing S is now a 14 frame move. Oh, but now it's -10. Jesus. Behemoth Typhoons. Now we're down to 70. Eventually we'll be down to 60 and then 50. Let's see. Excuse me. So the 842, the one that hits low, has worse launch, and that's 248. The one that hits low and then goes high, it decreases the launch height during the active frames. Okay. Thunderbird is only 134 frames active. Okay. Skyfish is, minimum hits 12, so it can no longer just like pull it off for a little bit and then put away. Okay. Same thing with the super. Nothing changed here. Let's see. Jacko. We have added trajectory options to throw servants, making it possible to send servants forward in a trajectory that is harder for the opponent to hit. We have also reassessed the servant gauge cost of Countdown. Ark says, I'm going to be honest, Countdown ain't never going to be a thing. Stop trying to make Countdown a thing. Expanding options for her strings and combos. There are now new uses for 6H, which was very situation specific before, and can better extend offense on hit. On the other hand, more formerly low profile crouching K and sweep are less potent now, make it harder for her to gain an advantage in neutral when she has no servant sound. By holding the input for throw servant, you can now throw the servants upward. This makes it possible to throw a servant behind the opponent, allowing you to go on the offense if the opponent tries to counter your servant. Countdown no longer expends the servant gauge when the attack activates. You can set up a new servant while making the opponent block the explosion, making it more useful in strings and combos. The second hit of 6H now triggers a hard knockdown, prevents the opponent from teching. Okay. It creates distance between yourself and the opponent, meaning you'll need to choose what to use depending on your remaining servant gauge and the position of your servants. Her hurt box during crouching K no longer enters a shorter stance due to the universal adjustments. Sweep is also a low stance move and is received damage and combo blowback duration as a low profile lunging move. Same thing we saw earlier. Let's see. Crouching K, hurt box upward. Far S, reduced knockback on hit. Standing H added a hurt box to the front of the second hit. And 6H, grounded opponents can no longer tech. Okay. Holding the button throws the servant in a different direction, but the startup is slower if you throw them. Countdown. The servant now disappears if Jacko enters a hit stun state, and it no longer consumes the servant gauge. And, Forever Elysium Driver got a damage nerf, actually. Alright. Happy Chaos, baby. Let's see. How has this man been murdered?
Oh man, I'm looking through. I'm skimming these. Holy shit.
Previously, Happy Chaos was able to fire from his stance instantaneously without any recovery, allowing him to highly benefit from long pokes and fast jabs. Since he was also able to deal damage and replenish his resources simultaneously, it was easy for him to continue neutral without leaving himself vulnerable. We have determined that it would be challenging to address the fundamental cause of these issues by only adjusting parameters and have made major changes to his overall mechanics. We have removed the H input at the ready that allowed for fire without any vulnerability, making it only possible to perform with a hitbox and recovery. Ooh.
But basically, the steady aim, whatever. Not steady aim, but like the
gun flip. He has to pull out the gun now instead of just being like, the gun's out. This makes it no longer possible to transition the combos directly after hitting with pokes or jabs when the gun is not ready. Good. We have changed how the reticle functions, so that it is no longer possible to fire until after a certain duration has passed since readying the gun. This stance will also be cancelled upon jumping. It can be just as powerful as before if you use at the ready in advance and fire once the reticle is lined up, but as neutral now requires additional steps when the gun is not ready.
So the making it go away on jump means that the Goomba stomp mix-up's basically gone.
Well, I'm wondering if they mean like from the ground or just any jump in general. Let's see. Fire can no longer be used after steady aim until a certain duration passes, like at the ready. Hooray! However, it becomes possible to fire sooner than at the ready, making it still potent as a poke from long range. It is more challenging to lead into combos afterwards, as it launches the opponent to a lower height on hit. Instead, by inputting up or down while firing, it is possible to produce projectiles with a delay. These have different effects on hit, opening up new possibilities in using different options for combos and supporting your neutral game, utilizing the delay. I imagine he still can make his roll plus, but he can't just be like, roll, and I pulled out my gun and now I'm plus. Reload now only loads 6 bullets with the extended action timed match. Oh, that's good. That's great. So now you don't have to be like, oh, I reloaded 1 bullet. Yeah, that's what I assumed, random dude. It now requires taking a corresponding risk to use it to cancel the recovery of a normal move or fire like before. Deus Ex Machina no longer requires bullets, thank fucking God, guaranteeing that the player will need to let down their offense at times due to exhausting their resources. Curse now has an attack hitbox and functions as a projectile. However, the attack hitbox disappears once it hits the ground, giving it limited range. It can be used as a poke or to cover for the time after entering stance, as it is before it is possible to shoot. No, that's okay, man. Curse now increases the damage of fire after touching the opponent. It no longer decreases the time needed for the reticle to close in as it did before. Wow! This man has been executed, dead in the streets. When using Scapegoat, the clone now takes an attack instead of Chaos. However, the hit stop will be shorter when an attack hits the clone, making it challenging to punish the opponent after their attack. These changes require a strategy based on replenishing resources by using steady aim from long range and then approaching with at the ready stance active to transition to a close range mix-up. This makes careful planning to control the flow of the match even more crucial than before. Let's see. Hurtbox upward on crouching S, or crouching K. Standing K no longer has worse blowback scaling. 6K now launches the opponent. Oh, that's gross. Let's see. Far S now launches the opponent on grounded hit. Let's see. Crouch S. Less recovery. Boo! Let's see. Jumping K now activated with jumping H. Along with this, it can no longer be cancelled from jumping P or jumping K. Jumping S, Gatling's into. Jumping S activates the previous jumping K. Ground throw. Yeah, I saw this one. This is the one where they, like, bounce forward instead of, like, rolling on the ground. Ooh, concentration. The gun unequip animation is no longer performed when the concentration gauge is depleted by fire. Oh, so that means he'll get the, the animation where he, like, fumbles with the gun? He'll get that more often. Let's see. At the ready. Change to produce the hitbox similar to the previous quarter circle forward S. The properties have been completely reviewed, including attack level, hitback, and blowback. Counter hit effect removed. Oh, no more counter hit on that. Excellent. Add a vertical proximity requirement. Let's see. Along with the changes to at the ready, the properties have been completely revisited. Stance is now canceled while jumping while holding the gun. Oh my god, yes! Fire can no longer be used until the reticle is focused. The reticle now appears at the opponent position instead of a random location. The reticle's position no longer moves randomly when performing moves while the reticle is visible. The reticle now tracks the opponent's position at a high speed. Okay. Let's see. Steady aim, you can put in the bullet thingy. Let's see. The buffer window has been made 5 frames easier. Remove the mechanic where fire's properties were enhanced by focusing the reticle. Damage is now increased when curse is active. Damage increased from 25 to 35. It's got worse scaling, though. Firing 6 times during the action now transitions to the at the ready stance. Okay, so if you fire 6 times, you will get put out of steady aim. Increased horizontal blowback, decreased launch height, and reduced vertical combo blowback scaling. Cancel aim. This stance can no longer be canceled for a very brief time immediately after fire. Oh my god! Reload. Can no longer be canceled midway through the action. Along with this, the total duration was changed to 41 frames. Oh my goodness, chat! Focus got less recovery. Roll the hurt boxes upward and reduce the front and back hurt boxes. Scapegoat. He now goes forward. The clone erases the opponent's hurt box, but the clone has less hit stop. And the clone doesn't last as long. It only lasts for a second and a half now. Curse again. Added a throw. Hitbox to the rumble. Added effect again. Increases the damage of fire. Less affected by tension balance. And recovery changed to 42! Oh, man. You know what? I'm fine with the nerfs Pot got. I'll gladly take it if this man dies. I'll do the fucking, like, Goku and Raditz shit, where it's just like, Arxis, do it. Sorry to keep you waiting. Special beam cannon.
Someone made a video of Happy Chaos as Piccolo taking all the nerfs for Gohan.
Let's see. Bikin. We have expanded our options for grounded neutral by making adjustments to crouching S, crouching H, and the H version of Kabari, as you had to rely on Faust before. We have also adjusted crouching P so that serves a different purpose than standing P. However, we adjusted the situation on hit after the follow-up, the H version of Kabari, to reduce the opportunities for Okizeme. We have increased the attack level of crouching S so that it can combo into crouching H. Crouching Ace now triggers an untechable hard knockdown like sweep. Oh my god, they gave her 2 sweeps now. But it's harder to combo after it. We have decreased the attack level of Crouching P, which increases the knockback on hit, making it easier to connect into 6k. It has a 1 frame lower startup than Standing P, but can lead to higher reward. Let's see, we have sped the startup of the H version of Kabari, giving it better utility as a long-range poke. However, as the follow-up attack causes a soft knockdown now, it is hard to go to Nokizumi before. We have expanded the upper hurt box of her standing state as it was lower than other characters. This means that certain moves will now hit her, and she's not so short. Standing P's a 5-framer, Crouching P's an oh, that's the recovery, not the startup. Okay, so now it's a level 1 attack move. 6P, again, that Crouching S is now a level 3 move, and Crouching H is now a sweep, which is very annoying. Kabari is now +7 on hit, +4 on block. Ugh. H Kabari is 16 frames, but the follow-up no longer gives you a hard knockdown. Yo Johnson has no longer has a worse hitbox. Let's see. Parry can no longer be activated during the Flex Shield. I didn't even know you could activate it during the Flex Shield. Did you?
I feel like I heard about that somewhere. There was like an oversight or a bug or whatever.
Anyways, recovery changed. Increased recovery by 7 frames when transitioning to cinematic after withstanding an attack. So now it's only +7 instead of giving her Okizeme. If the animation, okay, so less recovery if you like reflect something, but it doesn't go into the cinematic. And again, same thing with the super. All right, now Testament. I'm curious if they like buffed them up a bit. Let's see. We have improved the potential from long range by changing how Unholy Diver and Stain function. On the other hand, we have limited their power at close range. We have spent the startup of Unholy Diver to make it easier to hit the opponent. However, by increasing the recovery and decreasing the attack level, it makes it hard to gain an advantage when it is blocked at close range. Who the hell is using Unholy Diver at close range? Stain can now be applied 2 times. Let's see. Connecting with an attack against the opponent when it has been applied twice causes the explosion to trigger twice, greatly increasing the time to continue a combo or the advantage on block. Oh my. On the other hand, we reduced the properties when only 1 is applied. It keeps the opponent locked down for less time, making combos triggered on hit. The changes to Unholy Diver make it easier to apply Stain, making it a powerful strategy to focus on long-range neutral, and still Stain is applied twice before launching close-range offense. We increased the recovery on the H version of Grave Reaper and adjust the blowback on hit to launch the opponent lower. It no longer gives Testament an advantage when the input is not held, making it harder to follow up on hit. This makes it hard to maintain an offense at close range after approaching when the opponent is not in Stain state. Okay. Let's see. Crouching K, Hurtbox upward. Quells S, the hitbox thing. Jumping K, more active frames. Let's see. Stain. When applying Stain with the opponent already in the Stain state, up to 2 Stains can now be applied. Now, what does that actually look like, I wonder? The animation no longer stops during Super Flash up to a certain point in the animation. This adjustment aims to reduce the occurrence of continuous hits failing when a red Roman cancel activates during the counter hit effect. Hit stop changed from 14 frames to 7 frames. Yeah, actually, you're right. That does seem like a nerf, actually, because now you need to Stain twice to get the benefits of what Stain used to do. Huh. That actually does seem like a nerf. That's kind of funny. Anyways, Grave Reaper H version is now -2 on block. Okay. Increases the launch height, increases the projectile horizontal blowback, and reduces the projectile's launch height. Let's see. H max charge is plus still. Unholy Diver is 16 frames! Jesus! Wait, no. Unholy Diver is the bird, not the...
Yeah, that's the crow.
Yeah, that's the bird. I was getting that mixed up with the, not Grave Reaper. Oh, yeah, Arbiter's Sign. It's just like, who's using Arbiter's Sign point blank? But anyways, let's see. It's much faster, but It's minus 12 point blank. Oh my. The opponent will tech upon landing, and a little bit better launch on air hit. Nothing really interesting about the super. Just it moves faster. Neat. Let's see. And Calamity 1 now puts them in counter hit state. All right. Let's see. Bridget. We have added a new mechanic to the rolling movement, allowing for better developments before placing yo-yo. In exchange, the grounded S version of Stop and Dash and Kickstart My Heart are now weaker, making it harder to create situations where her offense can be greatly extended. She can now perform rolling movement even when the yo-yo is not set up. Oh my god. This makes it possible to rise slightly in the same position and perform an aerial action, functioning similarly to a jump cancel. This version of rolling movement has no attack hitbox and can only be used while on the ground. The follow-up attack to the S buttons no longer sends the opponent flying back on far hit. Kickstart My Heart and the H version of Stop and Dash as a combo now often make it easier to maintain offense after Command Normal 5. Okay, let's see. We've increased the recovery of the grounded version of S Stop and Dash. This makes it impossible to create an advantageous situation where the opponent blocks at mid-range, making it more challenging to maintain her offense in the corner. This requires her to vary her neutral with different yo-yo setups using rolling movement. We have also increased the recovery for Kickstart My Heart. This adjustment makes it so that Bridget will not have an advantage even when the opponent blocks the active frame. Now, let's see. Reduce knockback on 6B, reduce knockback on 6K, redo better, all that stuff for the follow-up normal to S. Stop and Dash now has minus 12. Ooh. Let's see. Rolling movement now activates and just makes her jump in the air. Kickstart My Heart. Okay. Is now minus 27. Jesus. That is rough. But I'm interested to see what they're going to do with this whole, like, being able to jump out or being able to do, like, a little rolling move or little, like, because it seems the way they're wording it is that she doesn't actually, like, start. Is like she doesn't actually, Sorry, chat, I'm having a brain fart. Is that she doesn't actually move anywhere when she does rolling movement on the ground. She just, like, jumps up, but then doesn't actually do anything. All right, Sin. We have reassessed the properties of Still Growing to make it possible to play aggressively using stamina often. Oh, okay, so they fixed Eat. So now it actually does thing. In exchange, we have reduced the strength of actions that cost stamina to prevent his combos from dealing excessive damage. Still Growing no longer provides random power-ups, instead increasing the stamina gain rate for a duration. It also reduces the cooldown time before you can gain more stamina that occurs after using stamina. By using it in lulls during neutral or after scoring a knockdown, you can increase your opportunities to perform powerful actions using stamina afterwards. I'm going to be honest, I'm not really sure why it didn't work like this in the first place. Anyways, while he can gain more stamina now, each action that costs stamina is less powerful. We have adjusted the blowback for the follow-up after Beak Driver, meaning you can no longer land additional attacks after Gazelle's Step. The follow-up after Hoof Stomp no longer triggers wall bounce, making it no longer possible to land additional attacks without using tension gauge. Ooh, that's harsh. Let's see. Elk Hunt and the follow-up attack have received the damage and combo blowback duration applied to low-profile lunging moves, reducing damage in combos and the height of its launch. It was possible to trigger wall break with RTL by changing directions even when it was activated while Sin was in the corner. As this meant the reward was exceptionally great for an invincible reversal, we removed the invincibility with these adjustments. Oh my god, he does not have invincibility on Ride the Lightning anymore. Woo!
So that hoof stump change, I kind of predicted that was going to happen when Unica came out, because you can't get anything off of Unica's overhead unless it's either enhanced or you counter hit them.
I mean, even if it is
So it makes
enhanced,
sense, yeah.
you need meter, right?
Yeah, it needs to be. You need to have meter, or you need to have them like on air. Like it needs to be an air hit. So I kind of figured that the next patch, like when she came out, I already figured that the next balance patch was gonna take it away from Sin as well, because it seems like they didn't want people to have really fast overheads that got combos from as well, without meter at least.
Is his DP still cracked? Let's see, because I see a lot of changes to it. Let's see. Well, first up, standing H, 1 less recovery frame, incredible. 6H, forward movement speed better, increases horizontal blowback on air hit. Beak driver now has a stagger effect on counter hit. The follow-up for Beak driver reduces the tumble and increases the horizontal blowback. Hawkbaker, let's see, can no longer be cancelled into follow-up actions when used as a combo starter. So you can't do the follow-up if you... So you just get the DP and nothing else. Let's see. Recovery changed. Our frame advantage on hit changed from +3 to +6. Frame advantage changed from -26 to -36. Now launches the opponent on ground hit with the second hit. Increases launch height after ground bounces the second hit. Reduce expanded hurt box downward from the end of the initial hit's active frames to the start of the second hit. So it's easier to hit him in the air when he's falling down from the DP. Let's see. The Hawkbaker follow-up reduces knockback on hit, increases forward movement speed, and reduced horizontal blowback and decreased launch height. Hoof Stomp follow-up doesn't give a wall bounce. Elk Hunt follow-up fix an issue causing the opponent to be launched as if hit during a combo when hitting an opponent in Guard Crush. Huh. I've never seen that one. Have you?
Not that I can think of.
Odd. Anyways, still growing. Removed the mechanic where a stat was randomly increased. Added an effect that accelerates the stamina recovery for a set period. And an effect that reduces the cooldown period, during which stamina does not recover. It's not that creaky. Recovery changed from 49 frames to 40 frames. It's more just like, I have a good mic, so it's picking up a lot of stuff. Let's see. RTL... No, it can no longer be canceled into follow-up actions on block. Good. No more of that dumbass like, ooh, am I gonna burst if you blocked it? Ooh. Of course, that doesn't really matter because it's not invincible anymore, but like, Let's see. Bedman. We have expanded its options for neutral and strings by making use of Error 6E by making adjustments to the rarely used call 0x$ $1 and call 4B3, which was rarely used outside of combos. On the other hand, we have toned down Jumping S, which was highly potent in neutral, and Jumping D, which is challenging the counter while offering high reward, limiting its ability to approach the opponent without Error 6E active. Let's see. Oh! So that call now powers up the current 6E. Okay. I wonder if it powers it up to its super form, or just the follow-up attack triggered is more powerful than the standard version. Oh, well, that answers my question. Well, not as potent as Call 4CC. By using it during lulls in neutral after scoring a knockdown with 6H, you can apply formidable pressure. Call 4B3 can now be held to halt the action midway through. This makes it possible to activate Error 6E with only a short action, allowing you to main Error 6E outside of combo situations. Curious. So you can activate it like halfway through? We have reduced the horizontal hitbox of Jumping S, reducing its ability to draw the opponent in. And this makes it hard to enter close S range when it has been blocked, reducing its ability to maintain offense. Jumping D can no longer be cancelled with a jump or command movement. That means you will lose your turn on the offense if it is blocked without Error 6E active, making it more challenging to extend pressure while performing mix-up. Wow, they killed that for Bedman, but not for Pot? Ha, that's funny. We have also adjusted the launch on hit, making it possible to connect into crouching P and then call for 3B on hit. Which one is... Hang on. I gotta look this up because I forget which one's which. Because these names are not very... Let's see. 4-3B. Is that Beyblade? Yeah, that's Beyblade.
At least they have the inputs next to the moves because...
Yeah, that's Beyblade.
The Fatal Fury patch did not have that.
Let's see. Standing H, reduced horizontal blowback after ground bounce, increased launch height after ground bounce. Jump S, increased strength in the vacuum effect, but it doesn't hit as far forward. You can't jump cancel. Jump D, but the land recovery is worse, or is better. Error 6E, enhance, disappears if call Wait, is that a nerf to his super version? Oh, damn. Let me make sure that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's right. Oh, damn. They actually nerfed the... You can't use the super version of Bedman install to, like, get super projectiles that'll blow up on you. Let's see. The animation can be interrupted with SS to shut up. Well, interrupt the animation at the earliest timing. The total duration is reduced by 15 frames. I wonder if that means he... I wonder if that means he's not as negative on block. No, wait, no, right. That's the explodey hand, not the, what's it called? Not Beyblade. Let's see. Okay. Okay, cool. Now, Asuka, let's see. This one's curious. Asuka excels in explosive attack power once he sets up his offense. However, he was able to force the opponent to block for an extended time, and it was very challenging for the opponent to take their turn back if Asuka managed his resources effectively. While we are aware of how highly challenging it is to manage his resources, it became more common to see these situations at high-level matches as players became increasingly advanced. We have reduced his ability to replenish mana, making it hard to continue a one-sided offense. In exchange, we have made him easier to play by making some spells available at will with command inputs. We removed the versions of recovered mana that cost tension gauge and health, keeping only the version that restored the smallest amount of mana. Again, y'all, you don't understand. Everyone got shot. Testament got shot. They shot Testament of all people. This is a brutal patch for everyone. Where was I? Oh yeah. We have also toned down the effect of spells that reduced mana cost or recovered mana directly while decreasing the amount of these spells in each test case. Let's see. We have also increased the mana cost of spells with attack hitboxes. These changes make it more likely to exhaust all of your mana in matches, thus losing your turn on the offense. It's now possible to cast spells that cost more than your remaining mana, and thus willingly enter the exhausted mana state. Hedgie, I just read the Bedman changes. They nerfed the install. Let's see. Bookmark now simultaneously to cast and obtain spells. It was previously required 2 inputs to manage spells in your hand, but now can be performed with 1 input, greatly reducing the time required to manage spells. 22P and 22K now perform his new special move, Chant Synthesize. This special move is a spell that will set up a scepter corresponding to the currently selected test case. For example, with test case 1 selected, 22P sets up shooting time stretch accelerate, and 22K sets up shooting time stretch deaccelerate. This makes it possible to place a scepter at will that will work in synergy with the current spells and mana available. Okay, cool. Let's see. Performing Chant with all spell slots empty will now activate a short-range projectile. This spell cannot be cancelled into other actions and cause little blowback on hit, making it challenging to combo with. However, it does not cost any mana and can be used when mana is fully expended, meaning it can be used to cancel moves with extended recovery such as standing, heavy slash, or sweep to cover for vulnerability regardless of your current mana. 6H was easy to hit while confirming Asuka's spell in hands and challenging for the opponent to see coming. We have changed it to a mid-attack, but sped the startup up to give it better utility despite losing its mix-up potential. It is easier to now hit as a finisher and combo and trigger a hard knockdown, providing time to set up an advantageous situation with recover mana or bookmark. Okay, let's see. Where was I? Oh yeah, 6H. Changed the mid-attack, is now 21 frames, and has better scaling. Test case 1, removed the spells, and reduced mana cost is only 1. Okay, so chat, I'm going to be honest. I could read all these, but I don't really know what a lot of these spells are. So, yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I don't really know a lot of these spells. I just know them by their, like, nicknames, cubes, and all that. Let's see. Again, spells can now be casting when the mana cost is higher than the remaining amount. When doing so, mana will enter the depleted state. A unique spell is activated when the slot is empty. This spell cannot be cancelled in other options. Okay, so the interesting thing is, this one I do know at the very least. they made the staff, the speed staff no longer guard crushes, but the slow staff does guard crush. Which I think is a good change, because it never made sense to me why you'd have the slow one unless you, like, had to use it. Now, let's see. Increase mana cost, increase mana cost, increase mana cost, increase mana cost. I think we get the point. All right, Johnny. We have reassessed the property, the S version of Dio, which is rarely used, improving its ability to apply pressure from neutral. We have also improved the properties of his 6H and crouching S to make it easier to connect with attacks. We have improved controls for him by reducing the difficulties of certain techniques using dash. In exchange, we have adjusted Mistfinder to reduce the benefits on counter hit. Hooray! We have changed the trajectory of the card from the S version of Dio, now tossing it farther away from the K version. As it places the card behind the opponent, it can create situations where the opponent struggles to move away. We have extended the range of 6H, and it now launches the opponent on grounded hit. On hit, you can approach with Vault or combo into Joker Trick, opening up greater potential reward than Mistfinder on hit. Crouching S also has additional range, making it easier to hit the opponent as they attempt to approach while adjusting your spacing. His dash was previously possible to cancel with a jump during startup, and can now be canceled into special moves. Previously, this was a technique to cancel the startup of jump mid-dash into a special move to perform with added momentum, but this change makes it easier to perform.
Now we're going to have micro dash and Singa to go full screen.
Mistfinder no longer triggers the slowdown effect on counter hit. Hooray! Reducing the possible benefit on hit. This addresses how powerful it was against opponents with projectiles in particular. Let's see. The dash thing that they mentioned, the special move will carry momentum. Yeesh. Standing H has less knockback now, so they reverted that nerf. No counter hits on Mistfinder. Made it easier to carry momentum on Nsenga. Oh, dear God. Oh, man. Let's see. Okay. Let's see Elfelt. We have added a new mechanic to Miss Charlotte to expand its utility in neutral and strings. It is also easier to use up high as a mix-up against opponents who have invincible moves. On the other hand, we have revised the composition of her combos and strings to make it harder to loop her mix-up. We have also toned down her moves that offered high reward with little risk. Miss Charlotte can be held to trigger a second attack hitbox. It performs one hit before the projectile trajectory change and one hit afterwards. This gives Elfelt a significant advantage if the opponent blocks at close range, making it excellent for extending her offense. Okay, so if she holds it, instead it'll do it'll hit and then it'll bounce back and hit again. We have expanded the upper hitbox of the first hit up high so that it will now form a gapless box string against all characters when making them block up high after Here I Go. This increases their offensive pressure as you do not need to account for the opponent using invincible move or backdash to get out. The opponent will now tech and they're hit by Nailed It. This makes it challenging to recreate the same situation from an overhead low mix-up. Miss Charlotte, out of repair, ends directly after hitting, means the advantage remains the same regardless of the position it hits. This makes it harder to punish on block from any distance, meaning it works better as a lunging move. However, it creates more distance on hit, making it hard to maintain offense afterwards. We have decreased the movement speed of Bomb Bomb Chocolat, decreasing the forward distance covered. This tones it down as it was a powerful option to mix up and to beat our opponent's poke, while providing high reward on hit. It no longer works as a cross-up unless used as a closer distance. Let's see, faster or slower 2P, less launch on 6P. Let's see, 6H.
Oh, that's not launching as high means that some of her 6P routes are probably gone.
Probably
She
so.
was one of the few. She was probably the only characters who got significant damage off her 6P.
Probably so. Let's see. When holding the startup is 16 frames starter. Let's see. Miss Charlotte is now 17 frames, but it's always 17 frames, so it's always -4 no matter what. Let's see. Reduced knockback, reduced horizontal movement speed when the active frames end. Her grenade. I don't think they adjusted the hurt box at all, but they made it so that it's harder for her to cross you up unless she's right next to you.
I don't think it's that. I think it's more that when she's running, she can go really far with it. They're making it so that's basically not gonna happen nearly as often.
Let's see. Again, the shotgun blast doesn't allow, or allows you to text, so she no longer gets advantage. Okay, ABBA. I've actually heard that. I have seen some people were messaging me about it. They said that ABBA got fucking shot. So let's see. It was easy to gain jealousy gauge as a result of some moves in her standard state being powerful and leading to high benefit. We have revised the initial jealousy gauge value and the structure of her combos to highlight her frailty in the standard state. We have also increased the risk upon ending jealousy rage, making it more crucial to maintain the jealousy gauge. Yo, Suka motion? Ray, did they bring back Suka motion?
I don't know what that is.
You know, in Plus R, the thing she does when she gets out of Blood Rage? Or the thing she does when she gets out of Moroha mode?
When she shakes the blood off?
No, remember she gets stuck in that really long state if she runs out of, and when she runs out of blood? That people can IK her because it's so slow?
Yeah, like I know what you're talking about. I just didn't know like it had a name to it.
It's called Suka motion.
Yeah.
Gato strives now for 5 years, I think? Yeah, this is 5 years. Now, where were we? We have reduced the initial value of the jealousy gauge from round start from 50% to 25%. This makes it necessary to gain jealous gauge from neutral in the standard state before you can achieve the powerful jealous rage state. We have also revised the property of the standing H, intertwine in tilt, and menacing groan to make it harder to transition into highly damaging combos after a standing H counter hit. We have changed bonding and dissolving to be minus on block and increased the knockback so that it returns the situation to neutral. Okay. So now it's not just like 2k key stab, 2k key stab, 2k T stab. 5 months? Let's see. Jealous Rage. It was impossible to block during the ending animation when the jealous gauge is exhausted. Oh, baby. This makes it necessary to strategically use a move with extended block stun if you are unable to safely exit the mode with bonding and dissolving or changing and swaying. When returned to the standard state with changing and swaying, some of the jealousy gauge spent is returned. We have decreased the amount that returns. Previously, it restored 50% of the expended jealousy gauge, but this has been changed to 25%. This restricts the potency of exiting Jealous Rage with changing and swaying, and then transitioning into Jealous Rage by using changing and swaying again. We have decreased the disadvantage for ABBA when the law is key, the key is king. That's a reversal super. It still leaves her an advantage. No, wait. That's keeper. Wait. Did they mean keeper of the key? Yeah, I think they mean keeper of the key, not the law's key. Anyways, these changes decrease the opportunities to enter Jealous Rage, so however improved her utility of summer moves in the standard state. She now struggles to finish a match in one fell swoop, requiring careful strategic approach to switch between modes. Let's see. Her hurtbox thing, they did the expanded thing so that some people wouldn't be standing under some moves. 6P again. Crouching P is now 5 frames, and it's only -1 instead of -2. Far S is in standard state is -11. With a 22 frame recovery. Let's see. Crouching S, add a follow-up hitbox, the lower hand of the hitbox. Standing H now launches the opponent on grounded hit, reduces horizontal blowback after grounded hit, and decreases launch height after grounded hit, ground bounce on counter hit. Okay. Jump S, let's see. Jump S in standard state is way slower. Oh my god, 24 frame startup! Let's see. Jumping S, reduced horizontal blowback after ground bounce. Let's see. The initial jealousy gauge is now 25% instead of 50. And she's got a 10 frame recovery period after the super flash. So that means you can punish her. Chat, you know what you must do. Kill her! Let's see, bonding and dissolving. So the key is now only -2 instead of +2, and it's slower. Okay, but if you do it in the air, they can't tech anymore. All right, let's see. Changing swing, that's the dash. No, No, that's the manual stance change. Let's see, intertwine and tilt. Recovery change from 13 frames to 15 frames. Okay, so the overhead is not the overhead. The leap is now more minus, and the leap is also the overhead in Jealous Rage is also more minus. And let's see, increase the launch height after ground bounce and ground hit. As recovery is increased, the input buffer. Okay. Also, it does worse air hit. Let's see. Menacing Groan and decrease launch height on air hit. Let's see. Restriction and constraint. Reduce jealous gauge recovering. Oh, yes. Good. Less jealous gauge for Hereka. Good. I like it. And it's minus 27 on block now. I like it. Same with the Caesar, the changes are harsh, but everyone's getting murdered this patch. This is a nerf patch. There is no mercy. Let's see. Frenching and Astonishment. Add a recovery period where only blockade is possible after withstanding a period of attack. Previously, this was a fully invincible state, making it difficult to predict the outcome of offense and defense. Okay, so when you parry, it's a lot easier to, like, now it's not just like, okay, what's going to happen? Are you, like, am I actually going to hit you or not? Okay. Let's see. And yeah, they were talking about Keeper of the Key. Keeper of the Key is now only plus 24 in Rage. Okay. That's good. Caesar, it's hard to tell at the moment. We need to see the changes in action, but could be rough. But again, there's a lot of people who got shot really hard. Now, Slayer. We've improved the field of controls by making certain techniques using dash easier. We have changed 6H to unique properties to make it viable as a new option in offense. We have increased the benefit of bump ahead on hit, reducing the mix-up capability of its late. Okay, so they're going to make it so that it's easier to react to its late. We have adjusted the K version of Mappa Hunch so that it is more likely Slayer loses his turn on block. Wolf, they did. They killed everyone's close slash anti-air. If we're reading this right, they made it so that there are hurt boxes, or there are hit boxes that only hit when they're part of a combo. And if they're like, if they are, like in the air, it won't hit them if it's in neutral. Let's see. We have made major revisions to the property of 6H to give Slayer an advantage when the active frame is blocked. This gives Slayer an advantage when the opponent blocks it crouching, while the active frames are likely to connect, leaving it at a disadvantage when the opponent blocks it standing. Huh. Okay. We have adjusted Bump Ahead to launch higher on hit, making it possible to combo into crouching K. On the other hand, we have slowed down the startup of its late, making it more likely to be blocked. This makes it more challenging to use mix-up after Dandy Step, but offer better rewards when it succeeds. We've increased the recovery of the K version of Mappa Hunch, so it now leaves Slayer at a disadvantage even when the active frames are blocked, and now triggers additional knockback instead, so that it is harder to punish when outside of point-blank range. We have removed the foot property of Invincibility. Oh, damn. No more low crush on 2H. Damn, that's brutal. Let's see, dash. Again, they basically made the Kara thing with the dash, like, easier to do. Let's see. The hitbox thingy. So 6H now has 13 frames recovery and has 2 halves of the attack. So if you block the first half, it's -7. But if you block the second half while crouching, it's now -3. Okay. Interesting. Sweep now has a horizontal proximity requirement, so you can't just like sweep from full screen, tag a hitbox, and get a full knockdown. Let's see. Mappa Hunch on P version is now +1 on hit. Let's see. Mappa Hunch K version now has a 19 frame recovery, and point blank is -6. Ooh. That's going to be very hard to space out to be plus, if you even can at this point. I'm not sure. Now, let's see. I want to see how... Okay, yeah, so its late is now 21 frame startup overhead, so now it's easier to react to. And the low, it gives you a reward on hit. Okay, yeah, that's good. I like that. Now, Hand of Doom. Let's see. As this is a follow-up move performed from an invincible backdash, adjustments identical to other invincible moves have applied. However, since invincibility does not persist until startup, the situation on block and other aspects are more favorable than other invincible moves. Counter effect removed. The character is a counter hit state until the end of recovery. Can no longer roam and cancel. The startup can no longer be canceled on overdrives. Added stagger effect on ground hit, and a scaling of 60%. Increase combo blowback scaling when first standing as the first hit of a combo, and increase wall break gain. Okay, so basically it is still has the same rules as DP, whereas other DPs are just like you give up your turn instantly. It's just like you get like maybe +5, but now you get a stagger. Actually, Bevel, I can see maybe with the 6H changes, maybe they killed something with pile bunker loops. I don't know. Let's see. Super Mappa Hunch. Ruin the mechanic, cause it. So wait, no more clean hit Super Mappa? Does that mean it always does clean hit damage, or is it just like the... No. Anyways, Dizzy. Oh god. I'm gonna get all these names mixed up because it's just like it's all stupid. Oh, we talked a lot together and all that. Let me pull up Dizzy's page so I can actually like see what the hell I'm looking at. Let's see. We entered a new mechanic we talked a lot together to expand its utility in neutral and in strings. We have also made jumping S more viable and easy to connect to its opponent. We made her sweep easy, riskier to whiff. We have changed the situation after the S version of Michael Sword hits, adjusting it so that Dizzy struggles to maintain a one-sided advantage. We also did the benefit of the H version of Michael Sword mid-combo, reducing excessive combo damage. There is now an additional input after... Is that fish? Yeah, it's fish. There is now additional input available after we talked a lot together. We can change the spawn's position of the projectile. The S input spawns projectile behind Dizzy. By placing Dizzy to the front of the projectile, it makes it possible to cover her vulnerability after an attack with the projectile. The H input spawns a projectile far in front. It reaches the opponent right away, requiring them to take actions to deal with. We have added a hitbox to the base part of jumping S, making it easier to hit bombs below. It can now hit a crouching opponent when performed after an aerial dash, making it viable in certain mix-up strings. We have increased the recovery of sweep. Huh. I didn't know that her sweep was that dangerous. Anyways, the opponent will now tech after they hit by the S version of Michael Sword. You'll still have time to set up projectiles, such as we talked a lot together, or for roasting chestnuts, but it is more challenging to set up Ice Field to launch a more powerful neutral offensive. We have slowed down the startup of the H version of Michael Sword, adjusting the advantage on block. This makes it harder to extend combos after crouching S or sweep on counter hit. On the other hand, it leaves her and her opponent even on block at distance, giving Dizzy the opportunity to use her long range to start again. Dizzy highly benefits from the universal adjustments to tension and burst gauges. Previously, I used this to catch fish, and Ice Field's heavy combo operation blowback suffered from allowing the opponent to charge up their gauges. The adjustments now reduce the amount of gauge the opponent will gain. Well, that's pretty good. So now it's not just like, oops, I froze someone, time to give them 5 bajillion meter. Now, let's see. Crouching P, reduce knockback, okay. Let's see, far S. Guardsmen, they nerfed everyone. Yes, they nerfed Pot, but they also nerfed everyone. This is a nerf patch. Far S, make it easier to carry momentum, reduce knockback for all but the final hits. Sweep has more recovery, it's now -16 and 27 on whiff. Jumping S, reduce knockbox, and also hits lower. I use this to catch fish. Wait, are they talking about fish? Wait, okay, because they say...
Spike.
Yeah, I know, but see, that's what I'm talking about. They said fish, but now they're talking about the... are they talking about the spike or the fish? Because the input is for fish. Yeah, I think they just named it the wrong move.
When even Arxis doesn't know their own move names.
Exactly, bro. Let's see, the projectile. So yeah, fish can spawn behind her or way in front of her. The opponent will tech on Michael Sword, and it's only +40 on hit. And H Michael Sword is 29 frames and has increased guard restoration. You know what that means, fish? Let's see. Venom. We've improved the properties of Q5 to improve his options after the opponent blocks a poke. We've also refined the angle and strength of the ball rebound after crouching H and sweep. You improving utility during neutral. We adjusted jumping D so that it's easy to confirm the situation after it, as the situation varies greatly if the opponent uses faultless defense. On the other hand, we have increased the recovery of all versions of Stinger Aim, making it easier to the opponent to act when it is blocked. We adjust the attack level and hit stop of Q5 when it is held. When it is fully charged, it leaves Venom at an advantage on block. Oh, so like the old game. Making it highly effective against opponents who are focused on blocking. This also adds additional time for your next attack, and increases the reward when used in combos. We have adjusted the angle and strength of the ball rebound after crouching H and sweep. Sweep now rebounds the ball upward, allowing it to prevent the opponent from approaching with an aerial dash. The angle of the ball rebounds after crouching S remains similar to before, but now moves with more force, making it effective as a poke against opponents and the air at long range. It was previously uncertain whether Jump D would form a gapless box string with the H version of Carcass Rage, depending on how the opponent blocked. With these adjustments, we have changed the hit effect of the final hit to make it possible to continue the combo into Crouching K and other moves, even without canceling the H version of Carcass Raid. In exchange, we have increased the knockback so that I can no longer form a gapless box string with the H version of Carcass Raid. This makes it easier to lose his turn when blocked. Stinger Aim was extremely powerful when fired repeatedly, as the projectile moves fastly and recovers quickly. We have extended the recovery to make it harder to fire repeatedly and increase the advantage on hit. 6P. Crouching H. Angle of the ball is affected from minus 95 degrees to minus 50 degrees. Increased movement speed of the affected ball. Startup increased. 6H. Startup increased. Sweep. Changed it to 75 degree and reduced the movement speed. Let's see. Jump back increases the blowback. Now launches the opponent in the final hit. And let's see. Yeah. Q5 is plus 0 if you lightly hold it. If you max hold it, it's plus 3. Okay, that's pretty good. Q5 or Stinger Aim has less charge time. It's now minus 47. Let's see. Stinger Aim from 47 to 55 is now minus 21. Oh yeah, that's his command grab. Let's see. We have adjusted the Unica. We have adjusted the mechanics of Sit H, which was rarely used, expanding her options for combos and strings. We have adjusted Weapons 3 to create more opportunities to use it. Well, yeah, Venom kind of needed it. He was in a bad spot, to be honest. Let's see. On the other hand, we have lessened the potency of ATG top attack mid combo to prevent excessive combo damage. Is that her DP or is that her overhead? That's her DP, right?
Okay, I keep on keeping myself muted. I don't remember the name. I think it's
No, Blast Off is the DP. Top attack's the overhead.
Yeah, I don't remember her move names.
Let's see. 6H now produces a short-range projectile hitbox. This makes it possible to perform attack while entering mode Arbalist, creating a more powerful offensive options after standing K or close S. We have reduced the startup of Weapons 3, extending the forward moving distance. It can now combo off of 6P or Forest, creating many more opportunities to hit with it. We have adjusted the launch on aerial hit of the mode Arbalist version of top attack, making it harder to use mid-combo. However, it now causes a hard knockdown that cannot be teched on hit, giving him more utility as the finisher of the combo. As Blast Off has 2 hits, it could be challenging for the opponent to punish at long range. We have changed it so the second hit will not connect with the grounded opponent, make it easier for the opponent to punish and block. We have made the same adjustments to Megadeth Buster. Okay. Let's see. 6H. A projectile now fires to give him this counter. Sweep has more knockback. The laser has more knockback. The sword. No, that's not the sword. That's the laser. Proximity requirement preventing you hitting, so it can't hit people behind them. Ground opponents can no longer tech on landing, but decreases the launch height after a ground bounce, so it doesn't launch as high. Blast Off doesn't have a counter hit, but it also can only hit people in the air. Okay, that's fair. Standard mode. And now, -70! Oh my god! Sweet Jesus. Blazer Trail, let's see, that's a sword. Mega Dust Buster, yeah, again, same thing. Weapons free, moves forward. Alright, Lucy, this one I'm curious about. We have strengthened her various pokes, allowing her to get a better advantage in neutral. We have added a vacuum effect to her S attacks and revised the recovery of Unity. We have added a new effect to Resistance Glitch, which was rarely used, making it a viable option in strings. On the other hand, we have revisited her overall combo composition to adjust it that her combos are not overly extended mid-screen. We've also adjusted Contagion to prevent her from overly extended combo damage. We have added a vacuum effect that draws the opponent into far S and crouching S. Her command normals had the same vacuum effect, could only be used with fixed timing, making it easy for the opponent to instant block. By adding the vacuum effect, this makes Charge Monowire an effective option against opponent aiming to instant block command normal 3 or command normal 4. Let's see, we reduced our coverage.
I don't know why they referred to it as command normal 3 and 4.
I suppose because it's like, how do you, like the other way they name it, S after far S is kind of weird. Anyways, we reduced recovery of Unity, so now she can actually use her goddamn gun. This makes it easy to use a neutral and possibly approach and hit, but you can wall bounce, but I'm going to be honest, I have never seen anyone actually use that gun in a combo.
It scales to shit, not worth it.
Exactly. We have adjusted Resistant Glitch so that applies a Guard Crush effect to Standing H, Crouching H, and 6H. After triggering Guard Crush these moves, you can make the opponent block Monowire without any openings, making it possible to perform powerful pressure. Now, we have adjusted the blowback and active frames of Sprint Attack Sweep and Sprint Attack Cross-Up to make it hard to extend after hitting in a combo. We have also extended the intervals between damage dealt by Contagion to restrict the possibility of extending damage using Contagion in a long combo. Now, let's see. Again, the vacuum effect on her S buttons, well, her far and crouch and 2S. Let's see. Standing H no longer launches the opponent on grounded hit. Okay. 6H is faster. Let's see. Her command normals are faster and have less disadvantage. Monowire. Fix an issue where the proximity block range have become too long. How does that happen? Monowire, lightly hold, it increases the horizontal blowback. The free advantage on block is only -3, but you can still crouch it, so I don't know. What do you think? Is that going to be useful?
I mean, it's all right. I mean, I don't know. Like it's like, yeah, you can crouch it. There's some situations where you'll still catch people with it. So like it's nice to be to be safer, but I still think the biggest issue about it is the fact that it scales to shit, so there's not much reason to use it outside of just being like, "Ha, I got you." Like you burst and you're just like, "Ha, I got you." Also, they're removing the wall bounce effect, which was one of the few things you would use it for. There were some, again, like you didn't have much usage, but there were some situations where you would launch them and you could do Unity to get a wall bounce, just make sure you got them to the corner. It wasn't good at that because the damage was terrible, but you had the option if you wanted to be lazy.
Thoughts on patch in general? Brutal. It's a brutal patch for everyone involved.
To be honest, it seems kind of boring.
Yeah.
Like I don't like there are a lot of changes. Like there's some changes that are good. Like there's some changes I like. There's a lot of changes I like, but there's also a lot of changes where I look at and I'm like, so what is this? What is the goal with this change? Like, is it just to lower? I mean, I understand lowering the strength of the game, but I don't know, like 4 or 5 years into it, making every character unanimously weaker, and the way they did feels kind of bland. Like, I'm fine with them lowering the damage. That's fine by me. But they're also just nerfing a lot of characters' tools as a whole, and not necessarily for like the better. Some of them are just being nerfed.
I think this is because you know how they love to do their compensation buffs. I think this is them deciding, you know what, no real compensation buffs this time. We're actually just going to nerf people. And I think it's I think it's if they want to keep going with Strive, it's probably a good idea, because if they kept on the way they were going, it was going to get to a point where it would just be like, this is untenable and everyone's just completely ridiculous at this point, So I think this reset might be decent, although maybe they could have done it earlier.
I suppose.
I do agree that it does seem a little, but I suppose this is them trying to market like, yeah, this is sort of like our new game, This is something new. This is something this is like a new way to get people excited and interested. So we'll see. Anyways, let's finish up with Lucy. Active frames on sweep less, reduced knockback on hit, and also it reduces the launch height when you use it twice. The cross-up has worse scaling. Let's see. The counter hit on DP has been removed, and it's now minus 41. They made it so that her finish now hits when it's 20% rather than 15%.
Make it easier to gauge when it's going to kill.
Yeah, let's see. Damage interval on poison is 30 frames instead of 15. And then
basically nerfs the poison damage from the long routes.
Yes.
Which yeah.
And then more RAM, but also adds the guard crush. All right. And that's it. Honestly, this is a very brutal patch. Guardsmen, they made it so that Gigantor Kai is no longer active for nearly as long. So you can't just throw it out. You can't just throw it out in the corner and then walk someone to the other corner with the Gigantor still being there. Which, I mean, to be fair, I expected that. I was shocked that they didn't do that earlier. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting patch. It's been it's kind of brutal, honestly. I'm interested. I'm curious to see. I want to play it. I want to see how things shake up. I don't think Garuda needed to be touched, honestly. Like, of all things, Garuda is sort of what makes Pot function as a character. Oh well. Could be interesting. What do y'all think, chat? Also, yeah, if they are going to buff characters, then they have to sort of like tone everyone down before they decide what to buff. Because if they kept buffing characters as they were in Season 4, it would be, yes. But not end well. Guardsmen, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of need to go to bed because I do have work in the morning, but it is earlier in the VOD. So if you want to check it out when the video is done, you can give it a look-see. But anyways, chat, I want to thank you all very much for dropping by and joining me on my reading of the patch notes. Again, I'm interested to see where this goes. Could be neat. But, as always, thanks for watching. I will catch y'all later. Peace out.